Gomer Pyle, USMC. Starring Jim Neighbors as Gomer Pyle. Also starring Frank Sutton as Sergeant Carter.
Now don't gobble it, suffice, Henrietta. Ain't nobody gonna take it away from you. Just sip it nice and easy, and don't slur.
Gomer! Gomer, I thought you got rid of that cat.
Oh, I guess she likes me.
You mean she likes that chow you've been feeding her?
Well, that too, I suppose. I wished I could find her some fish heads. The cook says we only get frozen fish here and they don't freeze the heads. Well, I'll rustle her up something else nice later on.
Gomer, you're really asking for trouble. You know you're not supposed to have any pets on the base. What's the matter with you?
A cat he's got.
Gomer, what is it about you that brings every stray animal to your doorstep?
I don't know. I just kind of take to them and they kind of take to me. I like all living things. Anyway, she reminds me of Henrietta, my cat back home. That's the reason I call her Henrietta, on account of she reminds me of her. You'd have loved Henrietta. Clean. Why, she was the cleanest cat you nearly ever saw.
Pyle!
Oh, hey, Sergeant.
Pyle, did I not tell you to get rid of that cat?
Well, you did, but...
This is a Marine base, not a home for lost animals.
Well, I tried to get rid of her, honest, but she just keeps coming back. She just keeps coming back to me.
That's very touching.
I'm really sorry, Sergeant, but I'll try and
never mind, Pyle. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to get rid of the cat. The cat is going to get rid of you.
Beg your pardon?
You're going on a little trip, is what? Now, all of you, listen up. You're all going on a trip. We just got orders to move out. We're boarding ship for 3 weeks of maneuvers.
You really mean it, Sergeant? We're going to go aboard a for-real Navy ship?
No, it's a good ship lollipop. Now, all of you, I want you to get all your gear together. We're moving out tomorrow at 1900. That means Marines only. No cats. Is that clear, Pyle?
Right, Sergeant. Well, I guess this looks like the end of the line for us, Henrietta. That's all part of being a Marine. When duty calls, you just got to leave your loved ones behind. Okay, you finished your milk, so now's as good a time as any for you to be on your way. Okay, now, go on. Scoot. Go on now. Don't look back. That's the worst thing you can do. Just look straight ahead and keep going. Now, scoot. That's a good girl. Just keep walking. If I was you, I'd hook up with a civilian. They'd lead a lot more settled lives.
Pyle, did you say goodbye to your whiskered friend?
My what?
The cat.
Oh, you mean Henrietta? Oh, yeah, I expect she's back in town by now. You see what
Is
I've
she
done?
gone?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now move it. All right, let's straighten up that formation. Look alive in there. Come on, buckle up that chin strap. You too. Come on, move. All right, pull out. Get ready to load up.
You better get that cat out of here before she follows you on the truck. That's all Sergeant Carter needs. Come on.
It ain't gonna do you any good to hang around here. I can't take you with me. Now go on and scoot. Now go on. Now you don't want to get me in trouble with the sergeant, do you? Please, Henrietta, go on. Now stop that. It ain't gonna do you any good. You can cuddle all you want to, but I just can't. Sorry, Sergeant, I forgot something.
Let me try and guess. Your head?
No, it's just that...
Are we keeping you away from something important?
No, it's just...
I wouldn't want to drag you away from anything.
Well, that's real considerate of you, Sergeant, but I was just...
Get on that truck!
here it is, gentlemen. You're home away from home.
This is it? This is the whole thing?
Yeah, just make yourself at home. I hope none of you have claustrophobia.
What's claustrophobia?
That's when you're afraid of small, closed-in places.
Oh, is that what they call it?
Yeah, why? What do you call it?
I call it being afraid of small, closed-in places.
Why, you got it?
No, I like it. I think it makes things cozier.
Yeah, swell.
I hope I get the top bunk up there. Be like sleeping in a treehouse back home.
Well, just don't walk in your sleep. That first step will be a beaut. Well, Navy, how's the chow in this tub?
The best. You know the Navy. We always go first class.
You ever serve sardines once in a while?
Yeah, sometimes.
How about tuna fish?
Yeah?
In fresh milk, do you have plenty of fresh milk?
Of course we do. Anything you got, we got.
Gomer, what was all that third degree about just now? Tuna fish, sardines, fresh milk. I know you used to worry about all that when you had a cat to feed, but now you don't have a cat to feed. That's right, isn't it, Gomer? You don't have a cat to feed? Gomer, tell me you don't have a cat to feed.
Well, darn it all, Duke. I just couldn't leave her behind. I just couldn't.
Gomer, you gotta be out of your mind.
Sorry I had to transport you this way, Henrietta, but it was the only way. Now take a deep breath and get some fresh air in your lungs.
Gomer, Sergeant Carter is gonna kill you. You know that, don't you? With his bare hands, he's gonna squeeze the life out of you.
Well, I ain't too happy about the prospects, but golly, what are you gonna do when a poor innocent critter curls herself around your leg and begs you not to leave her behind?
You can give her a good swift kick and tell her to get lost. That's what you do.
You don't mean that, Duke. You're a kind person and you don't mean that.
All right. Just how do you expect to keep a cat hidden aboard a ship for 3 weeks?
Well, I ain't quite got that planned out yet.
Oh, Peachy.
But it shouldn't be too much trouble. It's such a big ship and such a little bitty cat.
Quick, get that thing back in the bag. Sergeant Carter's coming.
Oh, Lordy. Now, not a peep out of you, do you hear?
All right, you people, listen up. For the next day or so, we're going to be anchored here in the harbor until the rest of the convoy assembles. But that don't mean we're on holiday. Our work goes on as usual, so let's get settled down. Oh, one more thing. I got a few important words to say, so listen up real good. As sharp as we are on land, we got to be twice as sharp on board this ship. So let's don't give the Navy any reason to think we're not. During the next 3 weeks, we're going to be perfect in every way. Is that clear?
Sergeant.
How are we going to be?
Perfect in every way.
I can hear you.
Perfect in every way.
Okay. Now, I've had a lot of squads, a lot of platoons, on a lot of ships. And I have a perfect record. I don't want this trip to be any different. I don't want to see any... What's that? I heard something. Kind of squeaky. Was that you just now, Pyle?
Just now? Yes, sir, that was me. But see, I ain't used to the sea air yet.
Now, I don't want to see any rules broken. I don't want to see them even slightly bent. There it was again. That wasn't you this time, Pyle. Will you shut up? Get out of my way.
Sergeant, there's something I'd like to explain.
You're out to get me, aren't you?
Well, Sergeant,
If you want to destroy me, why don't you do it the quick way? Shoot me, push me overboard, but why this slow torture?
Sergeant,
You actually brought a cat aboard ship. You actually did it.
But Sergeant, I was just...
Okay, Pyle. You did a real bright thing. Now I'm gonna do a bright thing.
What are you gonna do, Sergeant?
You want to know what I'm going to do, Pyle? I'm going to take this cat, I'm going up on deck, and I'm going to throw it overboard.
But Sergeant Carter, you wouldn't.
Oh, wouldn't I? Just watch me.
But Sergeant...
Now hear this. Now hear this. All Marines fall in topside. All Marines fall in topside. On the double.
Okay, you saved by the bell this time. But when we get back from up there, this thing goes in the drink.
But you can't do that, Sergeant.
Pyle, are you telling me what I can and what I can't do?
No, sir, but...
Then secure this cat until we get back. And I mean secure it. I don't want it roaming all over the ship.
But, Sergeant...
Move it, do it!
Henrietta, see what trouble you got into?
And in case any of you lads think this is a pleasure cruise, let me straighten you out right here and now. You're here to work. You'll be expected to keep your own areas policed, and while on deck, you'll be expected to help police the decks. You will each take your turn in the galley. I'm the senior chief petty officer aboard this ship, and I'm in charge of this group. Obey the rules and regulations, keep your noses clean, and there won't be any trouble. But if one single rule is broken, you'll regret the day you ever stepped aboard this ship. So just keep that in... Wait a minute. What's this? What's this? What's this? Who belongs to this? Well?
It's mine, sir. I guess it fell out of my pocket.
Well, how did it get into your pocket?
Well, I bought it in town, and I didn't think there'd be any harm in having a little turtle. You see, it's just a souvenir, and I thought...
A turtle belongs in the ocean. Check your men a little more carefully, Sergeant. You know the rules about contraband. There will be no contraband aboard this ship, especially pets of any kind. If I ever find any, they'll be keeping that turtle company. I don't like contraband. Contraband goes overboard. Okay. Now you all know how I feel about contraband. Tin Hut! Here, Smith!
Did you see what he did with my turtle? Did you see?
Oh, he's a doll.
Now, what's so terrible about a little turtle? A turtle. Now, what can a turtle do?
You heard him. It's contraband.
Poor Henrietta. She's as good as gone right now. If he do that with a little turtle, just think what he'll do with the cat. Looks like you ain't gonna get to do what you said you's gonna do, Sergeant.
Huh?
That there chief petty officer's gonna beat you to it. He's gonna do it for you. Throw Henrietta overboard.
Yeah, well, don't be so sure.
What do you mean, Sergeant? You heard what he said about contraband.
I heard. I know all about contraband. Nobody has to tell me about contraband. But I got something to say, too, you know.
Then you ain't on his side? You won't let him hurt Henrietta?
If I don't want him to hurt Henrietta, then he ain't gonna hurt Henrietta.
Sergeant Carter, you're a wonderful human being to be protecting a cat that way. A wonderful human being.
Knock it off, Pilot. It has nothing to do with a cat. I'm saying I'll make the decisions about what to do with my contraband.
Thank you, Sergeant. Thank you. You ain't only saving a cat, but you're protecting a mama.
Pilot, I told you it had nothing to do with... A mama?
Uh-huh. Henrietta's gonna have kittens.
No.
Gomer, you're kidding.
Well, I wouldn't kid about a thing like that. That's the reason I didn't have the heart to leave her behind. I couldn't leave her alone in that condition.
Well, why didn't you say something, for crying out loud? Why keep it a secret?
Well, I knew how you felt about having one cat around. I was afraid to tell you that there might be 6 more.
6?
Possible. Ain't it exciting? Henrietta's gonna become a mama on the high seas.
You mean it could happen that soon?
It looks like, Sergeant.
Oh, that's just great. It ain't enough we have to hide one cat on a ship. Now we have to hide a whole maternity ward.
I can't believe it. Boy, you've pulled some dillies in your time, Gomer, but this time you've topped yourself. Bringing an expectant cat aboard a Navy ship. Oh, brother.
Sure am sorry I've caused so much trouble.
A lot of good that does.
Gomer, quick, someone's coming, quick. Oh, never mind, it's only Sergeant Carter.
You sure gave me a scare there, Sergeant.
Wipe that smile off your face, Pile. I ain't exactly in a jolly mood. Got to do something to get that cat off this bucket before it shoves off. If the Navy ever finds out,
how about sticking her in a basket and floating her to shore?
We're too far out. She could float the wrong way.
I sure hate the thought of putting Henrietta in the water.
Then come up with something. We got to do something. to
Sergeant,
get
quick, the CPO is coming.
Huh?
Henrietta, whatever you do, you keep that little mouth of yours closed.
Sergeant, I want to talk to you.
Sure.
No, what I want to say right here in front of the men.
Oh? Well, okay. What seems to be the problem?
Yesterday, I set down a set of rules and regulations which I expected to be followed to the T. Now, one of the things I mentioned was the subject of contraband. Unfortunately, it has come to my attention that one of your men has seen fit to ignore these regulations and has neglected to turn over to us contraband which he brought aboard this ship.
Yeah, look, I know all about it. I guess it's my fault for letting it happen in the first place, but before you do anything rash, let me explain.
I'm not interested in any explanation, Sergeant. You know we can't allow a thing like that aboard ship. A thing like this could affect the whole communication system.
Transistor radio?
Transistor radio contraband. I found it on one of your men up on deck. You better check your men, Sergeant. If they find any more of these, they'll have to be confiscated till after the operation.
Oh, yeah, I'll get on it right away.
Yeah, you see that you do.
That's contraband.
And you know how I feel about contraband.
Oh, sure, sure. We all know how you feel about contraband.
Boy, I thought Henrietta was a dead cat for sure that time. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you helping out, Sergeant. The cat lovers of America ought to hear about this.
Yeah, swell. In the meantime, we still got a cat on our hands.
Now hear this. Now hear this. All Marines topside for inspection at 1100. Full pack and weapons. Full pack and weapons.
All right, that's 15 minutes from now. Okay, you people move it. Pyle, secure that cat.
Right, Sergeant. I made a leash out of a couple of boot straps here. That ought to keep her from roaming.
All right, tie it down good.
All right, Henrietta. I'm gonna have to anchor you down here for a while. There we go. Now we'll figure out something, so you don't worry about a thing.
Sergeant?
Yes, sir.
Dirty weapon.
Yes, sir.
What's wrong with you, Private? What's going on, Private?
He hasn't been well, sir. Ever since he boarded ship, he's been having these attacks. I think it's just nerves, sir.
Perhaps you better get him to sick bay.
Aye, aye, sir. Right away, sir.
I think if I could just go down to my bunk for a bit, I'd be all right.
Very well. Dismissed.
That's all I can see.
Are you sure it's the only way, Sarge?
Positive, we can't go on.
Sergeant, you know what'll happen. Why, that CPO...
Look, what do you want me to do? Now, we tried to figure a way out, and we couldn't come up with it. I ain't sticking my neck out no more.
She's really secured good this time. I doubled up on the boot straps and put in an extra knot.
Hide-and-seek game's over with, Pyle.
Beg your pardon?
We're gonna turn the cat in.
Sergeant Carter.
It's the only way. If that CPO finds her roaming around down there, she's done for. This way, if we turn her in and tell him about the kittens, who knows? He may show a little mercy.
Well, how can we be sure?
We can't be, but if they ever found out I knew about that cat, I'll have my head handed to me. So I'm gonna make out like I just found her roaming around and I'm turning her in.
There's still time to think of another way.
Pyle, it's the cat's neck or mine. Now, who do you think's gonna win?
Yes, Sergeant.
All right, now get on there and bring her up here.
Henrietta, poor little mama to be. That CPO's gonna take... Henrietta? Oh, Lord, she's gone and got unsecured again. Henrietta! Henrietta, please be here. Henrietta?
Sergeant, maybe if we went to the captain, right to the head man.
No,
Sergeant Carter, I got some bad news, some real bad news.
The cat's gone.
I don't know how it could have happened. I had her tied up real good this time. I really did. You want to know what I think? I think that their CPO must have found her.
Now, we can't be sure of that. Let's spread out and start looking for her. You go aft, you go forward, and you go down the hole.
Hey, Sergeant, look. He threw Henrietta overboard, just like that. He really did. What a mean thing. What a mean thing to do.
Hey, what are you doing?
Get on the board, get
Sergeant, what's going on here? Who jumped overboard?
As if you didn't know all about it.
What are you talking about?
Boy, I've seen some cold cookies in my time, but you take the prize.
Huh?
Couldn't you have said something first? Maybe we could have figured something out. Boy, you're all heart, Chief.
What are you talking about? I just...
It wasn't what we thought at all. It was just a bunch of old magazines.
Hey, he's right. Just old magazines. True love stories, real romances, Passion Digest. Hey, are these your magazines?
Well, what if they are? Why'd you have to jump in after them?
And after you're through with them, you want to get rid of the evidence, huh? Real romances, Passion Digest.
Look, what I choose to read is nobody's business. Especially a bunch of Marines who are still wet behind the ears.
Henrietta! Boy, am I glad to see you. I thought for sure you was done for.
What's this? What's this? Do you know what that is? That's contraband. Contraband.
Look, buddy, but let's not get all hot on the
Look,
collar.
you
It's just
heard
like
what I said about pets aboard this ship, about contraband of any kind, and what I'd do if I found any.
But you just can't do what you said you's gonna do. There's something about this cat that you ought to know.
Look, I know it's a cat. It's contraband. That's all I have to know.
Please, you can't throw overboard, please. This ain't no ordinary cat. This is a mama to be cat. And from the looks of her, I think the time is just about here. I think all this excitement's bringing it on.
What?
That's right. A mama to be cat any minute now. Please, please, you can't.
Take your hands off me, Private.
Please don't do it, please.
Look, pal, save your breath. Talking to him's like talking to a rock. I'll bet you spend your spare time pulling wings off flies. Go on, you got your contraband. Throw the cat overboard, make yourself a big hero.
Don't you tell me what to do, mister. If I want to throw this cat overboard, I'll throw him overboard when I want to throw him overboard. And no gyring. Sergeant's going to tell me what to do. So happens I got something better to do with this cat right now.
Yeah, like what?
Like taking her down to the sick bay. I got a couple of raw pharmacist mates down there could use a little extra experience. And maybe helping deliver these kittens, it'd be good training for them.
I'll be.
Just when you think you got a guy pegged, he double crosses you. How did you like that?
Deep down, he's a good person just like you are, Sergeant. He wouldn't want to hurt no poor defenseless creature.
Look, don't stand there dripping all over the deck. Get some dry clothes on.
He may be a good person, Sergeant, but you're a warm, wonderful person.
Move it, pile.
Right, Sergeant. And Sergeant, if Henrietta has any male cats, I want to name the first one after you. I'm going to name her firstborn Vincent. On account of you're a warm, wonderful person.
Will you get out of here? What is this? What are you, on a cruise? Break it out.
Just a minute. Sergeant, come on over here. There's something you ought to see.
Pyle, there's work to be done. What are you doing just standing around?
Just look in there.
Huh?
There they are, Henrietta and her young'un. Pharmacist mate here found a home for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
See this one here? This is the one I named after you. This is Vincent. Know why I call him that? Because he's so nice and warm and wonderful and good and trustworthy and honest.
USMC. Starring Jim Neighbors as Gomer Pyle. Also starring Frank Sutton as Sergeant Carter.
Oh, this is ridiculous. It's like riding on a yo-yo.
If we don't get to that island we're supposed to take pretty soon, we'll be finishing these war games in sickbay.
Hey, where's Gomer?
He's probably up on the deck leaning over the rail. That poor country boy's never been on a ship in his life.
Hey, fellas. Boy, that ocean's sure rough out there today.
Oh, Gomer, we were just... What's that smell?
Must be a garlic pickle. I was just down in the kitchen to get a snack, and they got all kinds of food left over. I wonder why.
Gomer, either swallow that thing fast or get out of here.
Are you feeling poorly, dear? That's a shame. Actually, if you got the miseries, garlic pickle would be good for you. You don't know why? Count of garlic's a herb, and herbs is generally very good for you. Did you know that?
No, I'll remember it.
Did you know that herbs is generally good for you?
All right, you people, everybody topside. It's our turn to get the deck ship shape. Now, I want everybody... What's that smell? Why, what are you eating?
Garlic pickle. It's real fresh and crispy on bite.
No. All right, out of them bunks.
They're feeling poorly today, Sergeant.
Well, I'm real sorry to hear about that. I would have arranged a smoother trip, but there was no more space left on the Queen Mary. Come on, move it, move it! I said move it. Move, 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 move! Out, 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 out!
I sure hate to see them suffer, though. I'm glad you're all right, though. But I suppose you made so many of these trips that you're used to it. Sure you don't want to bite?
No.
On account of garlic is a herb, and herbs is good for you. But I don't guess you got a use for a garlic pickle, have you, Sergeant?
No, get out of here. Come on, push them mops like you meant it. Get a little muscle behind it. Come on, move it. Move, 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 move.
Rub-a-dub-dub, Marines in a tub. Rub-a-dub-dub, Marines in a tub. Rub-a-dub-dub. I'm sorry. I was just trying to cheer you up. Rub-a-dub-dub.
Hey, what's this? What's this? Your men don't seem to have their hearts in their work today, Sergeant. What's the matter? The nasty waves too much for them?
There ain't nothing the matter with my men. They're all in perfect shape.
Yeah, I can see that. They're all a nice, healthy shade of green. Kind of an aqua. Aquamarines. Hey, aquamarines. I just made that up.
Funny.
I didn't stop by to chat. You wanted down the briefing room.
Okay. All right, you people. I don't want nobody going below until this deck is spotless. You hear me? Carry on.
Aquamarines.
This is where we hit the beach in this exercise. We'll be making the landing operations at 0700 tomorrow morning. However, before we move in, I want the island reconnoitered for troop displacement, strength, etc. Sergeant Carter, I'd like you to lead the reconnaissance patrol.
Aye, aye, sir.
Take 3 men with you. We'll put you ashore just after dawn. We expect early morning fog, so you should have good concealment.
Yes, sir.
Now, it's vital that you get the information back to us as quickly as possible so we can make adjustments in our deployment. We have to make those landings no later than 0700.
That's right. A delay could be disastrous. There's been an enemy sub stalking our task force for days, and they've already recorded 6 kills. If we lose many more ships, we may not have enough of a force left to make the landing.
So you see the importance of speed, Sergeant.
Yes, sir. It'll be done, sir.
Simpson, you'll arrange for a boat for Sergeant Carter and his men.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's it. Good luck.
So they, picked you to be the big hero, huh? You think you can handle it?
Just get the boat, Navy. The Marines will take care of the rest.
You mean aquamarines?
So you can see how important this patrol is. It'll be like spearheading the whole invasion. Now, I could take 3 men myself, but I'd rather have volunteers.
I'll volunteer, Sergeant.
Okay, men, who wants to go? Let's hear it.
I'll be glad to go.
Come on. I need 3 men. Okay, that's 1. Now I need 2 more.
I'll go, Sergeant.
All right. Who else, huh?
Sarge, I'll...
Okay, Lombardi, you're in. Okay, now I need 1 more. Just 1 more.
I'll go.
Come on. 1 more.
I'll go.
Okay, that makes it 3. Now, I'll want to get together with the 3 of you for a briefing session
It
before...
just ain't fair, Sergeant. It just ain't fair.
Kyle, are you talking to me?
Well, I don't mean to be disrespectful, sir, but I was the first person that raised my hand. I volunteered first. It just ain't fair that you won't take me.
Really? Well, for your information, this is a very important mission, and I gotta have men I can depend on.
You can depend on me, Sergeant, honest. Please let me go, please.
Knock it off, Pyle. I've got my 3 men. Hut!
As you were. Sergeant,
Yes, sir?
I need 9 of your men for the ammo detail tomorrow morning. They'll be loading ammo and explosives on the landing craft.
Aye, sir. You'll have them.
They report to me at 0600, sharp.
Aye, sir. Okay. Your men not going on a patrol, report to Lieutenant Wilson in the morning. Remember, that's a very delicate job, handling ammo and high explosives. 1 wrong move and you can blow up the whole ship. So work careful, watch your step, and Pyle, I think you better come with me after all. I changed my mind, Pyle. You're going with me. You go on the ammo detail.
Oh, thank you, Sergeant Carter, thank you.
Pyle, you just better be on the ball, that's all.
Don't worry, Sergeant. I'll be a credit to the corps.
Now, we gotta pull this off, and we gotta pull it off without a hitch, and we gotta make it fast. We don't want our ships waiting out there like sitting ducks. You all heard about that enemy sub that's been scoring 1 kill after another? Well, we gotta make that landing before he can do any more damage. So you men going on the patrol, get your gear and ammo together, get your weapons clean. I'll see you again before we go in.
Sergeant Carter?
Yeah?
I just wanted to tell you, you won't regret taking me along. Thanks to your fine training, I'm ready for action now. All the learning is over. From now on, it's gung-ho. And it's all because of you, Sergeant.
Okay, lower away. Well, like they say in all the war pictures, I wish I was going with you, Sergeant.
Why don't you go wash out a few things? Okay, let's go, men.
Oh, get 'em, Leatherneck. Easy does it, boys.
Well, what are you doing, Pyle?
Just looking for a place to say it.
Well, find it and sit.
Yes, sir.
All right, get the oars out. What are you doing now, Pyle?
I was gonna put my bayonet on the rifle. I want it to be ready when we hit the beach.
There's plenty of time for that later. Put it back.
Yes, sir. Hey, be careful, those things got points on them. Can they tell you about that? Hey, watch out, it gets a little deeper on there.
Watch out for the sharks, Sergeant! Seems we had a little accident, didn't we? Did we have to abandon ship?
All right, get below.
I sure am sorry, Sergeant, but it wasn't my fault. You see, the boat started to rock.
Don't talk, Pyle. Just don't talk. Now, what are you standing around for? Get below and get changed.
But, Sergeant...
Come on, move it. I said get below and get changed.
That's okay, Sergeant. We have a lot more boats. That's what we're here for. Get another boat.
Coming right up.
Sergeant, I did want to tell you how sorry I am, and I am sorry, but it was the funniest thing the way that bayonet just stuck into that rail.
Yeah, wasn't it, though? Look how I'm still laughing.
I can't blame you one bit for being angry. No, sir.
Will you knock it off, Pyle, and start changing? I don't want to hear no more about that bayonet or that raft. Now, get changed.
Right, Sergeant. Boy, Sergeant, you know that water sure is salty, ain't it?
Change!
So yours, Sergeant. If at first you don't succeed.
Come on, let's go. Ah, get your foot off my head. Whatever you do, Pyle, don't touch that bayonet. Just leave it alone.
Oh, don't worry, Sergeant. There ain't a chance in the world that happening again. You see, I put my bayonet over here by my flare gun, and it'd be in
It's my ammunition. You're supposed to use it, Sergeant. Hey, we're running out of bullets from it.
I knew it might be a bit of a problem making it to the beach, but I didn't think there'd be so much trouble getting started.
I'm sorry, sir.
Losing precious time. How fast can we get another boat?
Just a few minutes, sir.
I trust this will be the last boat necessary.
Don't worry, sir. We'll make it this time.
Let's hope so.
Aye, sir. Let's get below.
All right, get another boat from the starboard side on a double.
Yeah, once again. There, let's go.
Well, I'm sure glad I didn't take a shower this morning, aren't you?
I sure am sorry, Sergeant, but I had no idea that safety was off, and I just...
I'll get you for this, Pyle. If it takes the rest of my days, I'll get you for this.
But I didn't do them things on purpose. I was just trying to...
Don't talk, Pyle. I don't want to hear your voice.
Yes, Sergeant.
I said I didn't want to hear your voice. Just change.
Yes, Sergeant.
I said don't talk, change.
Sergeant, Grandma Pyle used to always say, to err is human, to forgive divine. So if you just forgive me this time...
Oh, I'll forgive you, all right. You want to know how? You see this shirt? Well, that's you. Come on. All right, let's go. Well, come on, let's go.
Gorman isn't here yet, Sarge.
I said let's go. Move. Come on, move it. All right, start rowing.
But, Sergeant, are we going to wait for Gorman?
I can't hear a word you're saying.
Hey, Sergeant, wait for me.
Row!
Did you see that, boss? Right in the boat.
Where did I fail? Where? Aren't you ready yet? Come on, move it.
We're working as fast as we can, Sergeant.
We've already blown a half an hour. We're holding up the whole operation.
Sergeant Carter...
Don't talk, Pyle. Don't talk.
I just wanted to...
Do you know what I had to do just now? I had to beg the battalion commander not to replace me on this mission.
Why, sure am sorry, Sergeant.
Don't talk, Pyle. Just don't talk. I had to beg him for another chance, and all because of one Marine. One Marine, and all he needed was a half an hour to mess up 15 years in the Marines. Anything I do from now on will be a comeback.
Ready, Sergeant.
All right, let's go. Come on, move it. 15 years. 15 years.
Okay, lower away.
Now that you've managed to delay long enough, the fog is beginning to roll in, so we have to make a slight change in plans. We sent up a plane to check and make sure that enemy sub isn't in the area. If it is, you'd be an easy target. And so would we. So just move out about 100 yards and wait for a signal from us before you proceed to the beach.
Aye, sir. And don't worry, sir. We'll make it this time.
I'll be grateful if you just make it away from the ship. Carry on.
Aye, sir. All right, move it.
Without that Gorman boy, they might make it this time.
It's just possible.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait, hold everything. What's this?
Huh? What do you mean?
Look how sad that poor fella's about being left behind. Kind of gets you right here, you know. So maybe we could do a good deed and send him back to his owner.
What do you mean, Chief?
Pencil. Hey, Marine, come here. Pyle, that's your name, isn't it?
Yes, sir, Gomer Pyle.
Well, Pyle, I have a very important mission for you.
You do?
That's right. You see a sergeant out there with his patrol? You notice the way they've stopped?
Yes, sir. Something wrong?
No. It's all part of the big plan. Now, they can't proceed to the beach until they get a message from the high command.
You don't say.
And that message was just handed to me. Now, I want you to swim out there and give it to the sergeant personally.
You want me to swim?
That's right. But we don't want to use a boat and take a chance of attracting attention. I mean, this is top secret. You understand that, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Put it in a cellophane to keep it dry. Now, there. Now, you better get cracking. We haven't got a second to lose.
Yes, sir, and thank you, sir, for giving me this chance. It might help me get back in good with Sergeant Carter.
Wouldn't be at all surprised.
And don't worry, Sergeant Carter will get the message.
I'm sure he will.
Boy, they're sure taking their sweet time with that signal.
Take it easy. The plane's probably still up there searching.
Hey, Sarge. Sarge, look. Look, there's something there in the water. Look.
It's a guy swimming.
Yeah, he seems to be coming this way. What would anybody be swimming out here for?
I don't know. Maybe it's one of those Navy frogmen.
Yeah, it could be, but why would he? No. It can't be. It can't be. No. It ain't really him. It's just one of them sea mirages. That's what happens when you're out in the ocean. You begin to see things that ain't really there.
Hey, Sergeant Carter. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Now.
Right out loud, Gomer. What are you doing out here?
All right, let's have it, Pyle, and make it good.
I got a really important message for you, Sergeant, from the high command.
A message? What kind of message?
It's top secret. That's the reason the CPO sent me out here to give it to you personally.
The CPO sent you?
That's right. Here. That's a real good idea, Sergeant, destroying that secret message so the enemy can't see it.
I'll destroy that CPO. When I see him, I'll kill him. With my bare hands, I'll kill him.
What's the matter, Sergeant? He was only doing his duty. See, he got this message from high command.
Okay, Pyle. You brought me a message. Now I got a message for you to take back.
You have?
Yeah. Did you enjoy your little swim out here?
Sure did.
You think you can make it back all right?
Easy.
Well, just swim back to the ship.
Right, Sergeant. What's the message?
Tell that CPO to drop dead. Pyle, there's an enemy sub somewhere in this vicinity, probably staring at us at this very minute. Now, you're a Jate, so get out of this boat. Out.
But, Sergeant,
Sergeant, look!
That's the signal. We gotta get started. Out, Pyle, out.
Sergeant, I'm not a jinx. Honest, I'm not. And I'll make good if you just give me the chain.
Out.
Seems a lot colder than it did the first time.
Start swimming. You'll warm up.
Any sign of Gomer, Sergeant?
Huh?
Can you spot Gomer anywhere?
That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a submarine.
Say it.
see anything, sir. It's suddenly blacked out.
It's impossible.
Pyle!
Sergeant Carter, this thing was sticking right up out of the water. What'd I do?
It's a periscope. He's landing on a periscope. Hang on, Pyle, hang on. It's a submarine. It's right under you.
Golly. Went and captured up the submarine.
I'll give you a hand, sir.
Hey.
We went and captured us a submarine.
I'd like to commend each and every one of you for a job well done. I'd like to especially commend Sergeant Carter and his patrol for pulling off one of the most daring maneuvers ever recorded in training exercises. The Marine Corps has done much in its long and illustrious history, but never before has a sub been captured by a handful of Marines in a rubber boat. If that sub had been operating during the landings, it could have been a disaster. As it turned out, the operation was a huge success. Again, congratulations to all of you. Carry on.
Hey, Sergeant Carter, I bet you get a promotion out of this.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, I'll bet you do. Why, they might even make you one of the... Hey, there goes that nice CPO. Hey there! I've been looking all over for you. Where you been, anyhow? I wanted to thank you for picking me to take that message to Sergeant Carter. If you hadn't, I'd missed all the excitement.
Oh, shut up.
Gomer Pyle, USMC. Starring Jim Neighbors as Gomer Pyle. Also starring Frank Sutton as Sergeant Carter.
On board ship, and you slowed down to a crawl. Probably the trouble is you missed them nice long hikes we used to take. You know, them nice long walks in the country. Look at that. What are you, gaining weight?
Well, this Navy food sure is good, Sergeant. They must use different spices, like that lamb we had last night.
Pyle, when are you going to learn not to talk in ranks?
I'm sorry, Sergeant. I thought you asked me a question.
I did not ask a question. And if I do ask a question, I do not want you to answer it. You understand?
Well, is that a question? If it is, the answer is yes. If it's...
Knock it off! Now, hear this and hear it good. We are Marines on a Navy ship. From now on, we're going to shape up and look and act like Marines. And to start getting you guys back in condition, we're going to have a daily program of good, strong exercise. That's right, to get rid of the fat and the sluggishness. So, When you're dismissed here, you will suit up in sweatsuits and report to me in the gym in 5 minutes. Now, Pyle, what do you think you're doing?
I got something in my eye, Sergeant.
So you got something in your eye. All right.
Well, it hurts, Sergeant.
Well, pull the upper lid over the lower lid and just wipe it out. Now, I'm going to start an athletic program that will get each one of you men squared away. I want it.
That don't work, Sergeant.
What?
Pulling the upper lid over the lower lid.
All right. Take hut. Hair smashed. All right, Pyle, let me look at it. All right, come around to the light.
You know I can see my reflection right in your eye.
Swell. Here, blow your nose.
What?
Blow your nose.
Well, what's this? What's this? You see that, boys? They blow their noses for him. Isn't that nice? Say, Sarge, do you tie their shoes for him, too?
Why, he never. We tie our own.
Pyle.
Oh, you tie your own shoes. They have to tie their own shoes.
But he does do a lot of other nice things for us.
Yeah, like what?
Well, like once when we was on a hike, I turned my ankle, and he carried me all the way home in his arms. Remember, Sergeant?
Is that right?
He sure did, just like I was a baby. Didn't you, Sergeant?
Gee, the next thing you know, he'll be saying he tucked you in bed, too.
Well, as a matter of fact, one time when I had the flu...
Dismiss, Pyle.
Well, it was a kind of human thing to do, Sergeant.
Dismiss, Pyle. Dismiss. Dismiss.
Yes, sir.
Gee, tucked him in bed. Isn't that precious? Tucked him in bed!
Okay, next. Pyle Lombardi. Come on, mix it up. Well, come on, mix it up, mix it up. Come on, Pyle, go to the body, the body. This looks like a waltz contest. Give me them gloves. Sure, Sergeant.
You can have mine too, Sergeant.
No, you keep yours on. I want to show you something. You guys are dancing around like you never saw a fight or a pair of gloves in your whole life. All right, come on, get over there. All right. Now, first, I want to show you how to throw a jab. You stand like this, see? You chin behind your shoulder and you shoot that left out, like that. Like this, see? Jab! Jab!
Boy, it sure is slick, Sergeant. Well, hey there, Chief.
All right, now, you got that? Your shoulder high. Jab! Jab!
Boy, that's slick.
Well, am I doing it right?
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, Sergeant, not quite.
You think you can do it better?
Yeah, I think so. Hey, give me that left glove, will you, Private? Now, you see, Sergeant, here, your foot position is okay, but when you throw your jab, you got your left elbow up too high. See, that's okay for a hook. But for a jab, no. Jab, you cock your arm back like this and shoot out like a piston. See?
Shazam! That sure is neat, Chief.
Well, it's no different than the way I throw it. Look.
Golly, Sergeant, that's real neat, too.
Come on, Sergeant, let him settle it. Which one of those two punches was the best, Private?
Golly, Chief, it's kind of hard to say. They was both just as nice as could be.
Wow, mine was the hardest, wasn't it?
Well, maybe it was.
Come on, Sergeant, you couldn't break an egg with that jab of yours.
Maybe I couldn't break an egg, but I sure could make an impression on your chin.
You really think so?
You bet I do.
I mean, really?
Yeah.
Well, there's one way to find out.
I thought you'd never ask. Pyle, give him that glove.
No, wait, I got a better idea.
Yeah, I'll bet you do. Okay, if you're scared, forget
Nah,
it.
I'm not scared. I'm not backing out, but here's the way it is, see? The boys are having a smoker up on deck Friday night, and we're having some bouts, see? Now, if you want to fight me, why don't we settle it there? I mean, why waste it here in the gym? Let everybody in on it. What do you say, Sarge?
Up on deck? In front of the whole ship?
Sure, go ahead, Sergeant. Take him up on it.
Yeah, okay, sure, why not? I'll fight you here or at the Smoker. What difference does it make?
Okay, Sarge, we got a deal. It's you and me in the main event at the Smoker Friday night. That ought to give the boys a kick. Okay, buddy, I see you then. And don't forget to show up now.
Hey, Sergeant, do you think you can whoop him?
Oh, sure he can.
Sure you can, yeah.
You'll be fighting in front of the whole ship.
So I'll be fighting in front of the whole ship. I'm no rank amateur, you know.
You mean you've had some fights, Sergeant?
What do you think? Listen, I'll tell you something. I was the welterweight champ in junior high.
Is that right, Sergeant? You was a champion?
Sure, there were 65 guys in the class, too. Killer Carter, they called me. My gym teacher thought I should turn pro. He said my right was better than Lewis's.
Joe Louis?
No, Louis Patman. He was a champ in the class ahead of me. Well, listen, I'd keep this quiet if I were you fellas, because if Simpson finds out, he's liable to try to back out. It's too bad this ain't a pro fight, fellas.
Why's that, Sergeant?
Well, I mean, you might be able to pick up a few bucks. You know, betting on me.
Hey, what's to stop us?
Well, it wouldn't be too ethical for your sergeant to suggest something like that, especially with me being the favorite. Oh, boy, I can't wait till Friday.
Golly, Killer Carter.
How much you got, Frankie?
$13. How much you got?
Good. 22. Now, if we can just find some suckers to bet with.
I don't know about this betting. I never did believe much in that.
Gomer, it was the sergeant who gave us the idea.
Yeah, Gomer, he was almost telling us to do it.
But only if it was a professional fight, he said.
Gomer, please, don't spoil it.
Shouldn't we tell him that Sergeant Carter was the champion of his school?
No. Whatever you do, don't tell him that.
But he was.
I know, but if they find out Carter's an experienced boxer, they'll want odds.
But we ought to tell him the truth. The chief ought to know who he's fighting. He might get himself hurt.
Gomer, you know what they say. All's fair in love and war, and this is war, sort of.
Hey, Duke. Look over there.
Hey, good place to find some suckers. Let's get over there.
Yeah, good idea.
I don't know. I don't think it's right to bet.
Come on.
Sure hits that thing hard like a hammer.
Yeah.
He handles that bag pretty good, don't he?
Yeah.
You have some fights for he's in the Navy?
You putting me on, Mac?
Huh.
Don't you know about the chief? Fleet champ for 4 years. 37 knockouts. He only quit because nobody'd fight him.
He was a fleet champ for 4 years. The only reason he quit is because he couldn't find anybody to fight with.
That's better than being junior high school champ, ain't it?
I'd say so, lots better. Come on, we better get out of here. Let's find Sergeant Carter and tell him what he's walking into. Come on.
Yeah, we better.
Hiya, fellas. Hey, watch this. The old 1-2. Pump, pump, pump. Slick, huh?
Oh, yeah, that's real good.
Yeah, I'm really getting back in shape.
Sergeant, we were...
No, don't tell me if you're putting any bets down on me. I mean, I don't want to hear anything about gambling. Anything you do like that, well, it's strictly up to you.
Sergeant, what we're trying to tell you is we were watching the chief train up on deck.
Yeah? Watch this, huh? I used to be able to do that every time. Bum, bum.
Sergeant, what Dick was trying to tell you is we was up on the deck watching the chief train for quite a while.
Yeah, he's got him, huh? That's smart. Where's he weak, huh? His hook's right where?
No place.
Huh?
That's right. It's not a weak spot on him. It's all hair and muscle.
What are you guys trying to tell me?
Well, the fact is, Sarge, we found out the chief was fleet champ for 4 years. He only quit because nobody would fight him.
Yeah?
Yeah, and he's got 37 knockouts.
Okay, so he was a fleet champ. So what?
Well, you might be outclassed, Sergeant. It might be too one-sided.
What?
Sergeant, I think it'd be to your credit if you spoke up and said, "This fight is unfair. My opponent is a stronger and better fighter than I am, and I think it's silly to fight him." That'd be to your credit.
Are you kidding?
But, Sarge, it's not a match. I think nobody would blame me if you came down with a bad cold or something.
Look, if I didn't know better, I'd think that chief sent you guys over here to scare me. Out, I don't want to hear anymore. Get out. Out. Get out of here. Out.
You know what I'm thinking, you guys?
Uh-huh. Sergeant Carter's gonna get himself killed. Killed. That's just what Sergeant Carter's gonna get himself, is killed.
Yeah, Gorman, I'm worried about him, too. He could get himself hurt bad.
Well, why he's so stubborn? Everybody'd understand if he'd just speak up and say, "I do not wish to fight someone so much better than I am. So for that reason,
Gorman,
I am..."
forget it. Look, you know he's not going to do that.
Yeah. You know, you guys, I'm wondering, maybe if we can't get through to the sergeant, we can get through to the chief.
How do you mean?
I mean psychological warfare.
Huh?
The old war of nerves. We'll gaslight him.
How do you do that?
We scare him to death, and maybe he'll back out. We'll have to get some of the rest of the guys in on it, but it might just work. Yeah, psychological warfare. It's our only hope.
Well, look who's here. The boys in green.
I bet the sergeant's pretty green about now, right, fellas?
You know, maybe after this fight, we'll get to see our first burial at sea.
You fellers sure crack a good joke.
What do you guys want?
Well, the guys in our platoon got together and pooled all their money and sent us over here to find out if you guys might be interested in making a little bet on the fight.
A bet?
You mean you guys want to bet on Carter?
Well, sure. You don't think we bet on anybody else, do you?
I'd like some of that action.
Yeah, me too. How much you guys got?
$220.
I don't know if we can cover all that. Suppose you guys want the odds? 5-1?
5-1? Oh, no, that's too high. We couldn't possibly give him 5-1, could we, Frankie?
Oh, no.
No, I'm sorry, fellas. Best we could give you is 4-1. Take it or leave it.
Wait a minute. You want to give us 4-1 odds? Make Carter the favorite?
Yeah. After all, our sergeant's an ex-champ.
He's an ex-champ?
That's right. He beat 65 guys back when he was...
Back in the days when he was fighting welterweight. 65 wins.
What?
What do you say?
Wait a minute. What about those 65 wins?
Nothing. You want to bet or don't you?
What 65 guys did he beat?
Do you want to bet?
At 4-1? Okay, we'll take the whole thing. Come on, guys. Get your money together. Right here. Let's go. Come on.
Hey, Gomer, look. They're putting up the money. You said they'd be too scared to bet.
I did?
Sure. You said they probably heard about Killer Carter. Remember?
What's this about Killer Carter?
Nothing. Get your dough together.
No. Wait a minute. What were you saying about Killer Carter?
That's what they used to call him. His coach thought he should turn pro, said his right was better than Lewis's.
Gomer, that's enough. You got your money together? We ain't got all day.
Yeah, we got it right here. $55. Now, what's this about Killer Carter?
Nothing. Well, here's our dough. Hey, we'll let you hold it. We trust you, see? But you keep it handy because we're going to be coming for it right after the fight, okay? Come on, you guys. Let's go, Gomer. Can I help you guys?
Oh, we just came down to see Carter train.
Oh, I'm sorry, fellas. I can't do it. I got my orders. Sarge is sparring. He doesn't want to see any visitors.
So what? It won't hurt to take a look.
Sorry.
Take it easy, Sarge.
I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. It's deceitful.
Just one more, Gomer. Ready?
No! I ain't sparring with him no more. I've had it.
Don't worry, George. In a day or two, you'll be as good as new.
Man, listen to that bag. Sarge sure has fast hands. I'll say that for him. Fast hands.
Well, how long can he keep that up? He's been at it for 20 minutes.
All day, buddy. All day. You like that 1, 2?
1, 2. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9.
What's this? What's this? I'm a 6-to-1 underdog?
Well, you should see this guy train, Chief. He's been murdering his sparring partners. You ought to hear him on that heavy bat.
No, wait a minute. You guys forgetting I was the fleet champ?
Well, that was a couple of years ago, Chief.
You might have slowed up a little since then.
What? Slowed up? That's a joke. I'd like to put down $10 at 6-to-1 if I could get anybody to take the bet.
I'll take it, Chief.
Come on. I gotta see this guy for myself. Come on.
Okay, on your toes. Here comes the chief. Get going.
Deceitful, deceitful, deceitful.
Gomer, just try and remember it's to save your dear sergeant's life. Will you please keep remembering that?
Well,
Here, put this in your mouth.
What do you mean I can't go inside? You can't keep me out of there.
Please, Chief. It's for your own good. Sergeant worked himself up to such a pitch. If he sees you, he'll go for you right now. He won't even wait till tomorrow night.
Look, that's okay with me. If he wants it now, I'll give it to him now.
No, Chief, you can't. You might get hurt. Well, don't worry, Leonard. You'll be eating solid food again in no time, pal.
Chief, if you still want that bet, I'll make it 10-to-1. Hey, Chief.
You should have seen his face. Did it work? Like a charm. It worked.
It's deceitful, just plain deceitful. I know. It's to save Sergeant Carter's life.
Oh, he was gaslit, all right. If anybody was gaslit, it was him. You see, Gomer? Psychological warfare. It's the only thing that can save the Sarge. Yep, the old war of nerves. It works every time.
Hey, Sergeant Carter.
What's going on here, huh?
Hey, fellas, I think it worked. Did you see the chief's?
Well, come on. What's going on here? What is all this? Talk, somebody, talk. You were talking pretty good when I came in, Slater. Keep going.
Oh, well?
Yeah, I'm waiting.
You see, we was using psychological warfare.
What?
That's what you do when another fella is stronger than you are and is liable to beat your brains out.
Huh?
So we gave him the gaslight.
Who? What are you talking about, anyway?
Well, Chief Simpson, you see, we was real worried about you, and you wouldn't back out, so we couldn't let you go in there and get hurt.
So?
So we threw a little scare into him, that's all.
Yeah? How'd you do that?
Well, first of all the guys got together and put up all their money, and we went over and betted on you.
Yeah, and we gave those sailors 4-to-1 odds.
You gave them 4-to-1 odds? On me?
Well, it shook them up pretty good. And then we pretended this was your training camp and you were knocking everybody out.
You guys bet all the dough you have? And gave 4-to-1? Well, you can lose the whole wad.
Oh, we didn't care about that as long as it was going to help you. I personally thought it was a deceitful thing to do, but, well, as long as it was going to help out.
You guys did all that for me? You know something, fellas? I'll level with you. I was kind of worried about fighting that guy. But not anymore. That gaslighting worked on me, too. What you guys did is giving me strength, confidence. You know what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna fight that guy like nobody ever fought before. And I'm gonna knock him out. And you know why?
Why, Sergeant?
Because you guys care.
Boy, the sergeant's really a picture of health, ain't he? He's even got roses in his cheek.
I'll tell you one thing, Gomer. Many a fight's been won on sheer confidence. And the Sarge has plenty of that. He sure has.
Bless his heart.
How do you feel, Sarge?
And now, the feature bout of the evening. In this corner, weighing 162 and a half, wearing gold trunks, the pride of the Marines, Sergeant Vince Killer Carter. And in this corner, weighing 171, wearing white trunks, the former fleet champion, Wayne Rattlesnake Simpson.
This is it. What do you think, Duke?
Well, like I said, Gomer, that confidence the sergeant was talking about, it could make the difference. And he's got it.
Bless his heart.
Touch gloves and come out fighting.
It's over. It's all over.
Easy, Gomer, easy. Come on.
Sergeant, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. What happened?
He knocked you out, is what?
You okay now, Sarge?
I'm sorry as I can be.
What happened, Sarge? You were so full of confidence.
I'll tell you something, fellas. That confidence is okay, but a good right cross is better. I just called you here to tell you this. I want to thank you for all you did. And I also want to apologize for last night's fight. Now, I know you lost a lot of money betting on me, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to see that every one of you get paid back.
Sergeant?
It may take me a little while, but you're going to get every cent of it back. Because what you guys did...
Sergeant?
What is it, Slater?
Well, Sergeant, you don't have to pay us back. We already got our money back. In fact, more.
You did? How?
Well, when the odds went to 20 to 1, we got $12 together and went over and bet it on the chief.
Huh? You did? Why did you do that?
Well, Sergeant, it's not that we weren't loyal or anything. It's just that we all thought those odds were too good to pass up.
Okay. So you wanted to pick up a few extra bucks. That's what was important, huh? So you bet against your sergeant. You all won. Swell. All except you, pal. You didn't bet, did you?
No, sir, I don't believe in betting.
Good.
But if I did believe in betting, I'd have bet some money on the chief, and I'd give all my winnings to you.
Gomer Pyle, USMC. Starring Jim Neighbors as Gomer Pyle. Also starring Frank Sutton as Sergeant Carter.
You like what you see in that mirror, huh, Sarge?
I do indeed. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the sharpest of them all?
Sarge, all right if I come in?
There's not much point in asking after you're in, pile. What do you want?
I just come by to pick up my pies.
Your pass? You have the nerve to stand there and ask me for a pass after the week you put in? Think, pile, think. Was there any day this week you didn't foul up? Well, was there?
Wednesday wasn't too bad.
Wasn't that the day you drove a Jeep into 4 feet of water? And that was your good day.
They got it out.
Pile, do you know how much it costs to rent one of them hoists? And you have the nerve to ask me for a pass after a week like that?
No, but I sure would like one. They got something special in town. It's a flower show, and I'm just dying to see it.
A flower show?
Uh-huh. They got a particular nasturtium that I sure would like to see.
You're kidding, right, Pile?
No, Sergeant. I sure would appreciate it if you let me go on pie so I could see that particular nasturtium.
Pile?
Did you ever see a nasturtium that was proper grown? Oh, it's a sight. You see, Sergeant, nasturtiums is natural climbers, and if you let them, they'll just grow right on.
All right, Pile, all right. Anybody with a reason that good deserves it. Here. There's your pass.
Thank you, Sergeant. I sure do appreciate it. You look like you're getting ready to go out, too.
Yeah, there's a particular nasturtium I'm just dying to see, too.
Ooh, Tail, are you going to flower show, too? Well, maybe we can
No,
go...
Pile, I ain't going to a flower show.
Well, even if you're not, fact is, anytime at your convenience, maybe we could get together later on for an ice cream soda or something. Maybe. That is if you'd like.
You're kidding, Pile. Me have a soda with you? Me and you? Pile, even if your work was perfect, mind you and me would never be going out together, never.
Well, we have before, twice to be exact.
Those were accidents of fate, Pile, accidents of fate. I would never, in my right mind, plan an evening with you unless it was an accident of fate.
Well, I just thought I'd asked.
You did not think, Pile, or you wouldn't have asked. A private going out with a sergeant? You must be out of your skull, Pile. Besides, if I did go out with a private, it would never be with a lame-brained, lunk-headed goofball like you. Now take your pass and get out of here before I change my mind.
Right, Sergeant, and thank you.
How about that?
Pushy, isn't he?
Very pushy.
You want anything else, Private?
No, thank you, ma'am. Hey, you want to smell something pretty?
Nice. Where'd you get them?
At the flower show.
They're beautiful.
Hey, if you're going, I think I ought to warn you about something, though.
Yeah?
The nasturtiums is a big disappointment.
They are?
I mean, they're all right, but don't expect too much.
Oh, I won't. I never do from nasturtiums.
They're gone here. They're gone.
Hey, what happened?
I seen the whole thing. I seen the whole thing happen. Golly, the way some people drive.
It's a main street, pal, not the San Diego freeway. What are you doing, drag racing?
Look, Buster, nobody asked you to stop on a dime.
I knew they was gonna hit. I just knew it. I sat in here looking out the window just like I am now. Shazam!
What happened? Somebody give you a new set of brakes for Christmas?
I slowed down and make a left-hand turn.
What I look like, a mind reader? Next time, try signaling. Let everybody in on it.
Why don't you wake up? I did signal.
You did not.
I did, too.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah!
That's my sergeant. That's Sergeant Carter. He's my sergeant. Can I have my check, please, ma'am?
Oh, sure.
I want to go out there and see if I can help.
Okay. Bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. Let's see, that's, ain't that something? That's the one price I always forget. Will you wait a second? I'll check the menu.
I was not speeding. Just ask the girl with me.
Why ask her? How bright can she be if she's out with you?
Give me your license. Give me your license. That is, if they ever gave you one.
I'll take yours, too, wise guy.
Hey, Vince!
What are you doing?
I'm hungry. Bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich is 65 cents, and an ice cream soda is, 30. Now, is that all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. 5 and 0 is 5. Carry the nothing. 6 and 2 is 8. Oh, darn. I do that every time. Vance! Hey, Vance!
Can't you see I'm doing something?
I'm hungry.
Hungry? Did you see what this guy did to me?
I didn't see nothing. I had my eyes closed. All I could see was a big, juicy steak. Now, when are we gonna eat?
Here, loudmouth. I'll see you in court. Oh, for your sake, you saved your money.
Don't worry, I'll be there. Take my advice. Don't drive to court or you'll never get there.
Now are we gonna eat?
Eat, eat, eat. That's all you think about is eat. What do you mean?
Hey, what happened to the other feller?
Nothing compared to what's going to happen to him.
Well, where'd he go?
He's smart. He went to look for a good lawyer.
That's a shame. I was sitting right over there in that window, and I seen the whole thing happen. I even said, hey, they're gonna hit, and then crash.
Hey, wait a minute. You saw it happen?
I was sitting right over there in that window, and I said, hey, they're gonna hit.
You mean you saw the way he hit me right in the back?
Seen the whole thing. I said, hey, they're gonna...
I mean, me just minding my own business, waiting to make a left-hand turn. You saw that?
Seen the whole thing. I said, hey...
Now, what's your name?
Gomer. Gomer Pyle. See, the fella in the accident with
Gomer, how'd you like to be a witness in court?
Me? A witness in court? Golly.
Well, you're the only eyewitness we have.
An eyewitness? Well, that sure sounds exciting.
You'll be a wonderful witness.
Well, thank you.
Fred. Fred Cummins.
I'm pleased to know you, Fred. Like I say in that other fella...
Now, just let me get your name and address. You'll be hearing from my lawyer in the next day or two. And, Gomer, just make sure you don't discuss any of this before the trial. Yes, sir, you'll be a great witness.
Seen the whole thing.
Okay, go ahead, buddy. See how far you get. Yeah? Well, we'll see about that. That miserable creep, that no good.
What's up, Sarge?
I just got a call. That guy's suing me.
Suing you? What for?
That accident I had. How do you like that guy? He's suing me.
So? You got insurance, haven't you?
Sure. But it's the principle of the thing. Why should my insurance company have to pay for that?
Well, was the accident your fault? I mean, how did it happen?
That creep stopped right in front of me, so I smacked into him.
Well, did he signal he was going to stop?
Huh?
Did he?
I don't remember.
Well, if he didn't signal, then you're okay.
Well, I don't remember. I don't think he did.
Well, were there any witnesses?
No, those things happen so fast, nobody ever really sees them.
Well, then, what are you worried about? There was no eyewitness. It's just your word against his. The word of a stalwart, upstanding, 20-year Marine who fought for his country against the word of a civilian.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, maybe I ought to sue him, huh? Hey, that's one good thing. No witnesses, huh?
Hey, Sergeant.
What do you want, Pyle?
I just come by to tell you something. Guess what? I'm gonna have to appear in court.
Court? What have you done now?
Well, it's about that accident you had yesterday. I hadn't seen you, so I hadn't had a chance to tell you. But I seen the whole thing, that accident you had.
Huh? You saw it?
That's right. I was sitting there staring out the window at the coffee shop when all of a sudden, crash! I seen the whole thing.
Yeah?
I come out there as fast as I could, but you'd already gone, so I stood around and talked to Fred for a few minutes.
Fred?
You know, Fred Cummins, the fella whose car got all smashed up. I stayed with him till the tow truck come.
Tow truck? His car wasn't right that bad.
Oh, he wasn't so worried about his car. He was afraid to drive with his back hurting like it was. Well, I'll see you later.
Look, Pyle, it wasn't my fault. You saw the whole thing. It was his fault, right?
Well, maybe I said too much already. I was told not to discuss the case till the trial comes up. Well, I better get back.
So there was a witness, Sarge. Too bad it had to be that one.
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, remember when Pyle was in here yesterday and suggested you go out for a soda together? Remember how you told him off? Remember those things you called them?
I remember. What are you getting at?
Just this. Pyle would be an idiot not to spring at the chance to get back at you. I mean, he wouldn't be human if he didn't take advantage of a setup like this.
Well, anyone else, yeah. But Pyle? We've been together since boot camp.
Sure, Vince.
I'm the only sergeant he's ever had. He's loyal to me. I'm dead, ain't I?
Like I say, it's a golden opportunity for the private. He just won't be the friendliest witness you might have.
That's great. Oh, that's just great. Well, what am I supposed to do now?
Well, it might help if Pyle just wasn't around.
I need you to tell me that?
It's too bad Pyle doesn't have a furlough coming up or something.
I was looking over the furlough list, and I couldn't believe my eyes. I don't know how I missed it. You've been in the Marines for over a year, and you've had only one furlough. You're entitled to another.
Really, Sergeant? Are you sure?
I'm positive, and I'm going to see that you get it immediately. A 2-week furlough.
2 weeks? Shazam! Well, I can't thank you enough, Sergeant.
Oh, well, you don't have to thank me, Pyle. You have it coming.
Well, thank you anyhow. Thanks a million. I'm going to write home right now and tell them I'm coming. What a surprise.
When you came in here, I'll bet you didn't expect anything like this, huh?
Well, I sure didn't.
Sergeant Carter?
Yeah, that's me.
I got a summons for you, Sergeant.
Huh?
Some accident you had. You're being sued. Now, can you tell me where I can find PFC Gomer Pyle?
I'm Gomer Pyle.
Got one for you, too, Private. I understand you're the only witness. Thank you, gentlemen.
Oh, heck. What a shame, Sergeant. Now I won't be able to go on that furlough. Boy, I sure am glad you two invited me for dinner. There ain't nothing better than good food and good conversation. Just think, here we are socializing together, you and me. I didn't think that's possible after what you said. You know, about us getting together only through accident of fate. Is this an accident of fate, Sergeant?
Huh? Oh, no. When I said a sergeant doesn't socialize with a private, it was, because of time. Yeah, that's it, time. You see, time is the greatest enemy of mankind. All of us have so much to do and so little time to do it. Why, I'd love to get to know all the men in the platoon, but I just don't have the time. So I have to narrow it down to the 1 or 2 men I like the best.
Golly.
Now, have you had enough to eat? Would you like anything else?
No, thank you, Sergeant. I think I've eaten plenty.
Well, there's plenty more if you want it, ain't there, Bunny?
Of course, there's plenty of food left in the house. 2 cans of tuna and a bottle of ketchup.
I don't think I could eat another bite. I'm just as contented as I can be.
Then why don't you sit down on the sofa and relax while Bunny and me do the dishes?
Gee, can't I help you do the dishes? There seems to be a big load of them.
We wouldn't hear of it. We don't mind doing the dishes, do we, Bun?
Of course not. I like washing dishes.
Well, why don't you just take your coffee over the sofa, Pyle?
Thank you, Sergeant.
I'll be back in a minute.
You're kidding.
Look, Bunny.
It's all a big joke, right?
He'll hear you.
How can he? He's stuffed to his ears with food.
You know why I'm doing this. If he's a hostile witness against me in court tomorrow, I'll be ruined. So all I'm trying to do is to make sure he's not a hostile witness, that's all.
You should have gone out and hired a good lawyer like I told you.
Good lawyers cost money. I don't need a lawyer as long as Pyle ain't a hostile witness. So please, Bunny, be a sport. Be nice to him, just for tonight.
Well, why do I have to be nice to him?
We can do the dishes later. Now, come on, let's keep him entertained. I gotta make sure he ain't hostile.
You know who's hostile? I'm hostile.
Bunny, please!
You sure got some swell records here. I mean, good records for dancing.
Pyle's one of the best dancers on the base, Bunny.
How about that?
Oh, he's terrific. Go ahead, dance with him. See for yourself.
Well,
Go ahead. I love to watch good dancers.
well, yeah, it's okay with me, but well, I'm sure Gomer's too tired.
For dancing? I ain't never too tired for dancing. Boy, that was sure fun. That's the first time I ever danced a whole long playing record without stopping. You're a good dancer, Miss Bunny. Did you know that?
You having a good time, pal?
Am I? I hadn't had so much fun in a long, long time.
Good, good.
And you know the best part?
What?
Being out with such good friends.
That is the most important thing in life, pal, friends.
I believe that, Sergeant. I really do.
No matter where you are or what you're doing, it doesn't mean a thing if you don't have a friend.
So true, so true.
You can be the richest man in the whole world. What good is it if you don't have a friend?
Amen, Sergeant. Amen and double amen.
And when times are good, you should always share them with a friend. Isn't that right, pal?
Right, Sergeant. And when times is bad, who else can you depend on except a friend?
You know something, pal? You and me think alike.
Yes, we do.
And we're friends, aren't we, pal?
You're not only my friend, Sergeant, you're my best friend.
Oh, that's really important to me, pal. Because when a man's on trial, he needs a friend. I guess I'm just lucky that the only witness to that accident happens to be my friend.
Right, Sergeant. And ain't it a shame that the court's the only place where a friendship don't count? In court, whether you're a friend or an enemy, you got to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
A whole evening. I spent an entire evening with him. I gave him dinner. I let him dance with my girl. Nothing. He's not gonna be a friendly witness.
You sure, huh?
Well, it's like you said. He wouldn't be human if he didn't take advantage of this. I have been leaning on him for over a year. Now comes a golden opportunity for him. Oh, I can see it coming.
Sarge, will you sign these papers, please?
Do you have to bother me with that stuff now? I go on trial in an hour, remember? What are you bugging me with that for?
I'm sorry, Sarge, but these are the day's duty rosters, and they need your signature.
Yeah. Boyle, this entire roster has to be retyped.
What's wrong with it?
Plenty. There's a name missing. Pyle. Private First Class Gomer Pyle.
What are you talking about, Sarge? He's got to be at your trial. Why, if his name were on that duty roster...
Retype it, Boyle. And this time, do it right.
Cummins versus Carter.
Your Honor, on behalf of my client, I'd like to request the court's indulgence.
Are you telling me that your witness still hasn't shown up?
Your Honor, you've been very patient, but I'm sure we won't have to wait much longer.
We'd better not.
Hey, everybody. Sorry I'm late. Hey, Sergeant, I didn't miss nothing, did I? You know why I'm late? You put my name on the duty roster by mistake. You forgot all about me being an eyewitness. So when I explained it to the officer today, he let me go.
Will you approach the bench, please?
Who, me?
Both of you. You were a witness to this accident?
Yes, Your Honor. The eyewitness, the only one.
Sergeant, is it true that you assigned this man to duty knowing that he was due here in this court?
I think it was just a mistake, Your Honor. Sergeant Carter's been real good to me, especially lately.
Especially lately?
Uh-huh. A couple of days ago, he tried to get me to go on a 2-week furlough. And just last night, he took me to dinner with his girlfriend. That's her over there. Hey, Bunny. She's a real good dancer.
Counselor, in view of this information, do you still want to call this witness?
Oh, that won't make any difference, Your Honor. I know that a witness has to be 100% fair.
Well, in spite of the irregularity, Your Honor, my client has no objection.
Very well. You can sit down, Sergeant. Bailiff, swear on the witness.
Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I certainly do.
And now will you tell the court your name, please?
Private First Class Gomer Pyle, United States Marine Corps, serial number 420-50227. If I'm going too fast, just let me know.
Now, Private, on the afternoon of October 15th of this year, did you witness an automobile accident?
I sure did.
Now, will you tell us exactly what did you see?
Well, I sitting in this coffee shop right by the window, and I staring out just watching the people go by, when all of a sudden I seen these two cars coming down the road. All of a sudden, the car in front stopped to make a left-hand turn, and the car in back just kept coming. I could see that they was gonna hit. I even said to myself, they're gonna hit, they're gonna hit.
And the car in back, the one driven by the defendant, Sergeant Carter, crashed into the car in front.
Yes, sir, that's what happened, all right.
Well, Your Honor, there seems no doubt that this is a case of blatant negligence on the part of the defendant, Sergeant Carter.
Well, there's a little more to the story than that. Don't you want to hear it all? Sergeant Carter didn't hardly slow down.
Oh, yes, yes. Do go on, Private.
But that's probably because he didn't have time to. You see, the other driver, Mr. Cummings, he stopped real short and he didn't give a signal. Sergeant Carter's got real good eyesight, and he would have seen that signal all right. I think the trouble was he was paying too much attention to Miss Bunny. Miss Bunny's a real pretty girl, and I can understand why he likes to look at her. But I can't understand why Mr. Cummings would be driving when his brake lights don't work. That causes a lot of accidents, Mr. Cummings. And so does speeding, and I think Sergeant Carter was speeding a little. But I don't understand why Mr. Cummings was making a left-hand turn from a right-hand line. But if Sergeant Carter had been looking, he would have seen what was going to happen.
All right, I've heard enough. Sergeant Carter, Mr. Cummins, come up here. Now, from the testimony of this witness, it is all too apparent that both of you are at fault. And not only that, but as drivers, you are a menace to public safety. Now, if I hear that either one of you commits another infraction, even if it's only overtime parking, I personally will see that you lose your driver's license. Case dismissed.
Hey, Sergeant, I'm sorry I had to say all them things about you, but I swore to tell the truth.
Yeah, pal, yeah.
Everything turned out all right, though. I mean, with the case being dismissed and all.
Yeah, sure.
Why don't we celebrate tonight? What say we go over to your house, Miss Bunny, and dance and dance and dance? I sure do appreciate the lift, Sergeant.
Yeah. Boy, the way they're parked, they ought to have their heads examined. They got me jammed in here like a sardine.
Well, speaking of sardines, where are we gonna eat?
They sure do have you sandwiched in here all right, Sergeant.
Speaking of sandwiches, I...
No!
I think you got just enough room to make it, Sergeant.
I know, Pyle. I can see.
Hey, look out, you're gonna... Shazam! Another accident. But don't you worry, Sergeant. I've seen the whole thing, and I'll be your eyewitness.
SMC. Starring Jim Neighbors as Gomer Pyle. Also starring Frank Sutton as Sergeant Carter.
This past week, Pyle, you've outdone yourself. This past week, you won the Booby Prize. Congratulations. But it's not going to continue. Do you understand, Pyle? I have had it with you. I've had it up to here with you being late for roll call. I've had it up to here with you not having your shoes shined. I've had it up to here with you forgetting your gas mask during drill.
I held my breath, Sergeant.
I've had it up to here with you not having your pants pressed. I've had it up to here with you being the last one out of the chow hall. Do you see where I am, Pyle?
We still got a little ways to go, thank goodness.
That's right, Pyle. I still have a little ways to go. But one more goof, and I'm up to here. And then, Pyle, you win the grand prize.
The grand prize?
That's right, Pyle. A transfer to the Aleutians with no return for 3 years. How would you like that, Pyle?
Would you come along too, Sergeant?
No, I would not come to. As a matter of fact, you'd probably be the only one there, Pyle. I would see to it. You get your thermal underwear, your sea rations, and there you are, all alone in the Aleutians.
Alone?
Alone. Just one more goof, Pyle, just one more goof. So I leave you with 2 little words. Watch it. Just watch it. Now, as you were. All right. Now, you people have 10 minutes to get ready for that hike. I don't mean 11 minutes. I don't mean 10.5 minutes. I mean 10 minutes. Now, start getting your gear together. You hear, Pyle? That means you too. All right. Take hike. Dismissed.
Hey, what's the matter, Gomer? You really got the sergeant going there.
Yeah, man, he really laid it on.
Well, it wasn't no point in going into it.
Going into what?
The fact is, I got some personal problems that's been bothering me. I know that's no excuse, but that's it.
Well, Gomer, what personal problems?
My cousin Goober.
Your cousin Goober?
He's the one that took my place at Wally's filling station back home in Mayberry. He's a real nice fella. He can take a car apart and put it back together right before your eyes.
Well, what about him?
Well, got this letter from him last week. It seems that he and Wally had this falling out, and he was thinking about quitting.
Well, so what's the big deal about that? He'll get another job.
Well, where would he go? Wally's is the only filling station in Mayberry, and to kind of feel responsible for Goober, I talked Wally into letting him take my place, and I've been thinking about it and worrying. Guess that's the reason I hadn't been doing my best work.
Well, listen, we better get outside. Gomer, get your stuff together. Now, come on.
Come on, hurry it up. Let's go, let's go.
Come on, Gomer, hurry up.
Let's look alive.
Come on, Gomer, you don't want to be late, pal.
Yeah, you don't want to go to the Aleutians, do you?
You don't think he'd do that, do you? Send me to the Aleutians by myself?
Well, why test him? Now, get going.
I'll be right with you.
Hey, Gomer, look who's here.
For goodness sakes, Goober! For goodness sakes!
Hey, cousin, boys, it's good to see you. Hey, Gomer, let me take a look at you. Why, you pretty as a catbird. I hardly knowed you. You must have grown an inch and you filled out. Woo-wee! What'd he say, cousin? How you making it?
What are you doing here, Goober?
Well, you got my letter, didn't you? Well, I done it. Quit Wally just like I said I would. Dropped my tools and just took off. Felt like taking a trip, so here I am.
Hey, Goober, listen.
Boy, this is a real nice place, ain't it? So this is a Marine Corps. Hey, what's that in there?
All right, you people, move it, move it.
That's my locker. Listen, Goober, civilians ain't allowed back here.
Hey, look at that, a green and a blue one. These yours, too?
They're all mine, Goober. Listen.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
What brought you all the way out here?
The bus. One of the 2 stored ones. They're cool, and it went fast.
But listen, Goober, you can't stay here.
Hey, Gomer, come on, you're going... Who's that?
This is Goober.
Goober?
Cousin Goober, you remember I was telling you about him.
Gomer, if you don't get to... It's Goober. Goober.
Hey, Gomer, are these some of your buddies?
Uh-huh. It's Frankie and Duke.
Hey, Frankie. Hey, Duke. You sure look sassy in them uniforms.
How did you get on the base, Goober?
I walked in.
Yeah, well, what about the sentry at the gate? Didn't he try to stop you?
I don't reckon he seen me as talking to another feller at the time.
You shouldn't have done that yet.
Done what?
Gomer, look, you better get him out of here. Having a civilian in the barracks, that could be big trouble. And you can't afford it, you know that.
That's right. Look, Goober, you shouldn't be here. I mean, I'm glad to see you and all, but civilians ain't allowed to visit the base without permission. That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Oh, well, I'm not just visiting. I might stay.
What?
That's right. I'm gonna have me a look around. If I like what I see, I'll stay and be a Marine. Shoot, why not? I'm free as a bird right now.
Gomer, you better get him out of the barracks.
Look, Gomer, take him out the back, and you better get ready for the hike. Now, go ahead. Come on, Gomer, hurry up.
We'll take your gear and meet you out front.
Come on, Goober, we better go outside. But, Goober, you must have got the wrong idea somewhere. You can't just try the Marines.
Well, why not? That's the way I started with Wally. I had a 5-day trial period.
Oh, my gosh, I got to go.
Where?
On the hike.
Hike? Can I come too?
No. As a matter of fact, you got to get off of this base. Now, look, the back gate is right over there. You go out and go into town and get you a room at the Hotel Agnes, and I'll come to see you later.
Sure can't come on the hike. You're not gonna have a picnic too, are you?
Please, Goober, you got to do what I say. I gotta go. I'll see you in town. Don't forget the Hotel Agnes. It's real nice. They got a TV in the lobby.
Pull it! Pull it! Pull it! Come on, move it! On the double! Hey! Hey! Hey!
Well, bunks, no empties. Bunks, no empties. What's your name?
Pyle, what's yours?
Swanson. Never mind that. What are you doing here all alone in these barracks?
The rest of the fellers went off on a hike. I wanted to go, but they wouldn't take me.
Confined to barracks. That's no surprise. Pyle, how do you explain that uniform?
You mean it don't fit? Well, I can explain that.
I mean the shoes, the shoes.
Oh, these? Well, I wear them because they're comfortable. My others hurt me across the instep.
You're on report, Pyle. Hands in pockets, out of uniform, unmilitary conduct. Pyle, you stay right here. Don't you leave these barracks, you understand? But get out of those shoes.
Yes, sir.
I mean now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey! Yes, man.
For goodness sakes, you still here? And what are you doing in that uniform?
Hey, Gomer, y'all think I make a good-looking Marine? From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of, what's the name of that other place?
Goober, you got to get out of here.
No, I can't do that. Fella come by here and told me to stay right here, and he sounded real serious, too.
A fella? What fella was that?
Well, he's about this big, sounded important, kind of bossy, had a little shiny thing on each collar.
I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. But there's his name, Private Pyle. Look at his report. Hands in pockets, unmilitary conduct, wearing brown and white shoes. Brown and white shoes? Oh, he's asking for it. He's just asking for it.
So you see, Goober, you can't stay here. It's against the rules, and that's one thing about the Marines. They set a great store by rules.
Well, I don't want to discommode you any, Gomer, but how am I ever going to find out if I want to be a Marine if I can't try it out?
Because, Goober, in the Marines, we always...
Hey!
Here comes Sergeant Carter. Gomer, get him out of here. Get him out of here right now.
I knew this would happen. I knew it'd happen. Wait outside, Goober, quick.
Pyle! Pyle! Where's Pyle?
Right here, Sergeant.
Pyle, tell me it ain't true.
Hey! I took him off just like you said.
This is more than a simple case of misconduct. You know what I think, Smith? The psychiatrist? Pyle, how would you like to go for a little ride with us?
You mean in there in your Jeep?
That's right.
Well, that sure is nice of you. I always did want to ride in one of them. Later on, you wouldn't think about letting me drive it, would you?
Well, maybe. Maybe. Come on, get in.
Do you know I can take one of these apart and put it back together again right before your eyes?
Step on it, Smith.
This time you have backed me to the wall. There's only one thing left for me to do now. I'm going to talk to the colonel. You might as well start packing because you are on borrowed time.
Gomer, what's the matter with you? Why didn't you tell him about Goober?
Well, I couldn't do that. Goober could get into awful trouble. More trouble than me, even. After all, he's just a civilian.
Well, let's get him in here, get him in his civvies, and get him off the base.
Come on.
Goober?
Goober? He's gone. Goober? 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 Goober?
Well, somewhere on this base, there's a wandering goober. And since his last name is Pyle, you're going to get all the credit for anything he does.
Well, maybe he went back into town.
Well, I hope so, but he didn't say nothing about going into town.
Well, look, wherever he is, it's not good. Don't forget, he's got that uniform on.
Gomer, if I were you, I'd tell Sergeant Carter and just level with him.
I can't, Duke. I just can't. Goober's my own kin. He could get in real big, serious trouble.
But, Gomer, what about you?
Lieutenant Swanson tells me you were outside the barracks in your stocking feet.
That's right.
You want to tell me about it?
Well, what for? You already know.
What I mean is, why were you outside in your stocking feet?
Because I didn't have my shoes on.
Tell me, Pyle, how do you feel about being a Marine?
Well, that's a good question. To tell you the truth, I don't know yet. I mean, I might just decide to stay, and then again, I might just take off.
Pyle, do you have any dreams you can remember? Perhaps one that recurs?
Say it again.
I mean a dream you've had more than once.
Oh, yeah, there's this one dream I've had lots of times. It's just awful.
Good. Tell me about it.
Well, there's this great big gas pump, see? And I'm pumping away, and these bells get louder and louder. Bong, 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 bong. It's enough to drive a person right out of their mind.
Bong, bong.
That's right, you got it.
That'll be all for now, Pyle. Why don't you just go right on back to the barracks?
You mean that place over there where the lieutenant picked me up?
That's right. Why don't you just go back there and take it easy for the rest of the day?
Well, okay. Would it be all right if I take off my socks? If I walk all the way back like this, it'll wear at the heels of them.
Sure. You take off your socks.
Thanks. It's sure been real nice talking to you. You're a real good listener.
Say, you know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like Pilot's flipped.
No. I wouldn't put it that way, Sergeant. But there does seem to be some evidence of a personality conflict.
Sir?
I'd rather not make a hasty diagnosis, but Pyle does appear to have some signs of a double personality.
How do you like that? I never thought he had any personality at all.
What I'm saying, Sergeant, is that this can get quite bizarre. Now, there's a conflict of interest, a struggle of incompatible desires. On the one hand, a striving toward normal behavior. On the other hand, a deviating toward the bizarre. You understand that, Sergeant?
Yes, sir. Pyle is a bizarre.
What I'm saying, Sergeant, is that Pyle has within him a struggle between the good Marine and the bad Marine. Now, it'll be a day or two before I can get out separation orders. In the meantime, go easy with him.
Yes, sir, of course. Does he know yet?
No, he doesn't.
Well, sir, do you think maybe I should tell him? I mean, we've been together since boot camp.
It's a good idea. I think it'll be the best way of handling it.
Yes, sir, I'll be glad to. How do you like that? Pile, a bazaar. Well, Pile, we've been together for quite a while now, haven't we?
1 year, 3 weeks, and 2 days.
And you got a lot to be proud of. You made private first class in a year. That's nothing to sneeze at. Who knows? After a little while, you may be able to come back.
Back? Back from where?
Listen, Pyle, I don't know how to tell you this, but it looks like you're going to be leaving here.
You mean to the Aleutians?
Oh, no, not the Aleutians. I didn't mean that. That was just a threat. I mean, well, the fact is, Pyle, we're going to be sending you home.
Home?
That's right.
But I've been watching it, Sergeant. Honest, I have. I was the first one out of the chow hall this afternoon.
No. It isn't that, Pyle. I mean, it ain't a question of simple little goofs anymore. It's the funny things. I mean, when a Marine begins to wear brown and white shoes with his uniform, Pyle, well, let's face it, it's time to bid adieu.
Huh?
That's goodbye in Italian. Some of us can be Marines and some of us can't. It's as simple as that. So just feel proud of the fact that you were in for a year. Well, goodbye, Pyle.
Well, golly, listen, Sergeant, I got to tell you something. I wasn't going to say nothing, but if it means my leaving the Marines, well, I just can't protect him any longer.
Protect him? Protect who?
Goober.
Goober?
That's right. See, it wasn't me that done all them bad things that you think I done. It was him, Goober.
You mean it wasn't you with your hands in your pockets?
It was Goober.
And it wasn't you with brown and white shoes? It was Goober.
That's right, but you don't have to worry, Sergeant. I got rid of him. I finally convinced him he had to get off the base.
Oh, I see.
So is everything all right now? I mean, I don't have to get out of the Marines? You understand about Goober?
Oh, yes, I understand.
Then everything's okay.
Oh, everything's terrific. Now, you just go back to the barracks and take it easy. Rest.
And you ain't mad at Goober, 'cause he didn't know no better.
Oh, no. I'm not mad at Goober at all.
You see, Sergeant, it fits exactly into what we were talking about earlier today. He makes up this fictitious character in order to help him out of his troubles.
Sir?
Well, it's simple. It's like with a small child. They need the approval of their parents so that when they do something bad, they make up an imaginary character to take the blame. If they break a window, it's the bad Georgie that did it. If they run a hose in Daddy's car, it's the bad Donald. You understand, Sergeant?
Yes, sir. But that's with kids.
Well, don't forget, as his sergeant, you're taking the place of his mother and father, especially now.
I didn't know it was that bad.
Well, frankly, I didn't either. Now, I'll speed up his orders. Meantime, you try to keep him on an even keel.
You mean it can get worse?
You can never tell. Remember, be nice, be pleasant, and if there are any sudden changes, get in touch with me immediately.
Yes, sir. Goober.
Gomer.
Hey, Goober, what are you doing here? I thought you was at the hotel. I was going to come see you tomorrow.
Well, I went, but you know what? They wanted us to sleep there. $4.50. Could I stay here tonight?
But I told Sergeant Carter you was in town.
Well, this for tonight. I'll be out of here first thing in the morning. The Marines ain't gonna work for me. Too many people hollering at you.
Goober, you ain't allowed here. It's bad enough during the day, but at night.
I could stretch out under your bunk. How about it, Gomer?
Look, I'll tell you what. I'll just go to Sergeant Carter and tell him the truth. I'll tell him that you're here and you ain't got no place to sleep. Maybe he'll understand. He's a very understanding man. You just wait right here.
Well, ask him how he'd like to spend $4 and a half to sleep someplace one night.
What's the matter?
Well, I thought I better tell you, Goober's back.
Oh, yes.
And he hadn't got no place to sleep.
Oh?
He He said he'd like to sleep under my bunk, but I thought I'd better check with you first.
Yeah? Sleep under your bunk? Well, why don't you do that? You let him sleep under your bunk. That's all right.
Are you sure?
Why not?
I told him what an understanding fellow you were, and you are Sergeant Carter.
Yeah, well, good night, pile. You just go back to bed, huh?
Well, thank you, Sergeant.
Sure, sure. Doctor? Sergeant Carter. Pyle was just in here. He says the other fella's back again. The one that does all the bad things. I think he's really gone. Maybe you better get right over here.
Cooper.
Sergeant Carter. Oh, Dr. Reiner, sir.
Is he inside?
Yes, sir. I think so, sir.
Okay, Sergeant. Everything's going to be all right. Now, what bunk does he sleep in?
Number 6 on the left.
All right.
Do you want me to go in, sir?
No, you wait out here.
Yes, sir.
Who is it?
It's me, Dr. Reiner.
Oh, hey, Doctor. Boy, am I glad to see you. I was dreaming about them gas pumps again. Bong, 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 bong.
Sergeant Carter?
What are you doing out here?
Well, you see, Goober took my bunk. I didn't know where to sleep.
Oh. Oh, well, look, Pyle, since you're going to be leaving...
Leaving? I ain't leaving.
I know. But when you do leave, I just wanted to tell you that it's been nice knowing you and that... Put it there, Pyle. Shake. Hey, Doc, I got him. Out of here.
What is it, Sergeant? I got him. I got Pyle.
What do you mean you've got Pyle? I've got Pyle.
Hey, Gomer, you can have your bunk back now. This feller says he's got a nice bed for me.
Who's that?
Well, that's Goober, the feller I've been telling you about. He's my cousin.
Hey, Sergeant.
Then who's that?
Private First Class Gomer Pyle, sir.
You mean there is a Goober? A real Goober?
Well, sure, Sergeant. I told you about him twice.
There is a Goober? There is a Goober? How do you like that? There is a Goober! There is a Goober! There is a Goober!
Listen, Sergeant Carter. Listen,
How do you like that?
Sergeant
There is a
Carter,
Goober!
I think you better come with me. I'll find you a place to sleep
But
tonight,
there is
too.
a Goober!
Yes, yes,
There is a Goober!
You're right.
There is a Goober!
So all in all, things is pretty good. I don't regret making the trip to see you because sometimes it takes some scouting around to find that happiness is in your own backyard or filling station, as the case may be. Ha ha. Say hey to all the boys and especially to Sergeant Carter. Yours very truly, Cousin Goober. P.S. Hope you like the present I sent you. They had a sale over at Weaver's. I wonder what it is. Oh, ain't that sweet? That Goober.
How do you know they'll fit, Gomer?
Let's see. They feel just fine.
All right, you people. Now, I want every one of you to...
SMC. Starring Jim Neighbors as Gomer Pyle. Also starring Frank Sutton as Sergeant Carter.
Where's Pyle with that Jeep? I told him 2 o'clock sharp.
It's just a couple of minutes after, Sarge. He'll be here.
You called the hotel, didn't you? They got a place for her all right?
It's all taken care of. She's on the 2nd floor with cross ventilation.
Yeah. Well, I want everything to be all right. After all, she's the only sister I got.
You're really looking forward, huh?
Wait till you see her, Boyle.
Really something, huh?
Ah, she's the greatest. Absolutely the greatest. She's got everything. Looks, brains, personality. She's a lot like me. And she thinks the world of me, too. Well, you know, since my old man passed away, I've been more of a father to that kid than a brother. She never makes a move without turning to me first. I used to pick out her clothes for her, the subjects she took in school. I even figured out her career.
Oh, what does she do?
She's a beauty operator, got the number 2 chair right next to the owner.
There's Pyle now.
It's about time.
Pyle, you're late. Can't I trust you to do anything right? Like be on time, especially today. What's the matter with you?
I know, Sergeant, I'm sorry as I can be, but there was such a long line at the PX.
The PX? What did you go there for?
Pick up this candy for your sister. See, it's real nice when you come off of a long bus ride to have somebody meet you with something sweet.
Yeah, but it's better not to keep somebody waiting.
But she'll understand when you explain why. Sweets to the sweet.
I'll be back around 5, Boyle.
Right, Sarge.
And I bet she is sweet, too, on account of she's the sister of...
Move, Pyle, move! You see, we're late. The bus is already here. There she is. Babe! Hey, babe!
Oh, she's a handsome-looking girl and sweet, just like I said.
Oh, it's so good to see you.
Oh, boy, what a sight for sore eyes. Here, let me look at you. You're looking great. You never look better.
Boy, I second that. Of course, I never have seen you before, but if Sergeant Carter says you never have looked better, then I'll take his word for it.
This is Private Gomer Pyle. This is my sister.
How do you do, Gomer?
Hey, Miss Carter.
Well, come on, babe.
I can't tell you what a pleasure it is to meet the sister of my favorite person.
Oh, well, thank you, Gomer.
It's a real honor.
Well, come on, let's
I
all...
brought you some candy as kind of a welcome gift.
Oh, well, that's very nice of you. Thank you.
They're half soft centers and half caramels and nuts.
Oh, thank you, Gomer.
The light chocolate's the soft centers, and the dark is the caramel and nuts. There's some jellies in there, too.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Sweets to the sweet.
I'll get her bags, will you?
Right, Sergeant. I think there's some nuggets and some marzipan in there. Do you like marzipan? I think that's...
Come on.
Oh, Miss Carter, which is your bag?
Oh, there's a blue plaid and a tan one. They've got my name on them, Gomer.
Hey, babe. Babe, you look great, just great.
Oh, you're kidding. I've got to go on a diet.
Don't you do it. You look wonderful. How long are you going to be able to stay?
Just a few days. Actually, I came down to tell you about a big surprise.
Yeah? What is it?
Oh, I don't want to tell you here.
No, come on, tell me. You didn't get the first chair, did you? Old man Stookie didn't retire.
Nothing like that. This is a really big surprise.
Well, I got them.
Oh, thank you, Gomer.
Get yourself in the bags in the back pile. I'll drive. Now, what's all this about a big surprise?
Pyle!
Sorry, I'll pick them up.
Of all the nitwits, Pyle, you knucklehead, can't you do anything right? Pick it up, pick it up.
Well, I'm terribly sorry. I guess I'm just nervous about meeting the sister of my favorite person.
Pick 'em up, pick 'em up.
Boy, he's murder, just murder.
Come on, move, move, move.
Huh? Huh? You like it? Cross ventilation and everything. And the bedroom looks out on the street.
Oh, Vince, you've certainly gone to a lot of trouble.
Oh, nothing's too good for you, sis. You know you were always #1 with me. Now, come on, what's the big surprise, huh?
Okay, you ready?
Tell me, tell me.
Vince, I'm gonna get married.
Married? To who?
Harold Knobley.
Harold Knobley. Harold Knobley?
What's the matter?
Little Harold Knobley that's in the surgical supply business?
He's a wonderful person.
Oh, no, babe. No, not Harold.
Why? What's wrong
with him?
What's wrong with him? Everything. He's got no class, no personality, no charm. You put him in a room full of people, nobody'd even know he was there. Harold Knobley.
You don't even know him.
I know him. What do you mean I don't know him? He once tried to sell me a pair of arch supports. I know him. He's a creep.
How can you say that?
I know him. I know Harold Knobley, that civilian.
Well, what's wrong with his being a civilian? Don't tell me I have to marry a Marine.
Would that be so terrible? Your brother's a Marine, ain't he? If you married one, we could kind of keep it in the family.
Vince, Harold and I love each other.
Look, babe, maybe you're in love with the idea of getting married. I want you to get married. But what's the rush? Take a while. Think it over. Mr. Right will come along. Believe me, sis.
Some nice Marine.
Could be. Who knows?
Here's your bags, Miss Carter. Where do you want them?
Oh, just put them in the bedroom, Gomer. You can throw them on the bed.
Any place you say, and I'd be happy. You just name it, and I'll do it. My, Sergeant Carter's sister. My.
Out, pile, out. Go. Listen, babe, listen to me. What's the rush? Take your time. Harold Knobley ain't the only man in the world. Give yourself a chance to meet somebody else.
But, Vin...
Uh-oh.
I've known Harold since we were kids.
Well, that's the trouble. You've stuck to this one guy, and you haven't given yourself a chance to look around. How would you feel if you got married and then you met a guy? The right guy, but too late.
Sorry.
Well, I have looked around, and I know my own mind. I'm not a child, Vince.
Okay, babe. I'm only your brother. I can't stop you. But I'm telling you, I don't approve, babe. But if you want to break my heart, well, you go right ahead. But I don't approve, babe.
I got your bags put away, and I opened the blinds, and I cleaned up all the broken glass.
What broken glass?
Well, I busted a bottle of some kind of stuff for the hands, or maybe it's mouthwash. I'm sure sorry. I'll get you another.
Oh, that's all right, Gomer.
But I sure hope you enjoy your visit, Miss Carter.
Thank you, Gomer.
And I just want to say, welcome.
Come on, pal, let's go.
Right, Sergeant. And Miss Carter, if there's anything I can do to help your stay, you just call on me.
Thank you, Gomer. Oh, and thank you for the candy.
Well, there's some peanut clusters in there, too. Do you like peanut clusters?
Get out of here, will you? Well, I'll see you later, babe. In the meantime, think it over. Not Harold Knobley, please, not him.
I thought he'd be happy when he heard the news. I thought it'd make him happy.
Well, so what? Can't we get married anyway?
Well, he is my brother, and I don't want to hurt him. I can't do that to him.
Does this mean we're finished?
No, it just means I've got to get him to change his mind about you.
How are you gonna do that? He hates me. I know what he thinks of me. He thinks I'm a dope, a dumbbell. Isn't that right?
You know what? It would serve him right if I married someone he really thinks is a dumbbell.
Oh, look, babe.
Listen, Harold, I think I've got an idea. An idea to get my brother to change his mind about you.
How are you gonna do that?
Well, no, just leave it to me, Harold.
All right. Babe, I sure miss you.
I miss you too, Harold.
It's sure hard for me to keep my mind on wheelchairs and rubber stockings when you're away.
Be patient, honey. Listen, I've got a plan, and I'm pretty sure it's going to work.
Phone call for me, Corporal?
That's who they called for.
Private First Class Gomer Pyle speaking.
Gomer, this is Babe.
Who?
Babe Carter, Sergeant Carter's sister.
Oh, yes, sir. I mean, ma'am.
Gomer, my brother isn't there, is he?
No, but I can go get him for you. Do you want to talk to him?
No, Gomer. Listen, I thought I'd take you up on your offer and have you show me around town a little bit.
Oh, I'd be most pleased to, ma'am. When did you want me to do that?
Oh, about 7 o'clock tonight. And Gomer, don't tell my brother about this, will you?
Don't tell him?
Well, he's so busy, and I don't want him to feel guilty that he's not spending enough time with me. I just don't want to bother him too much.
Oh, I got you.
So we'll just keep it a secret?
Oh, sure, you bet. I won't tell him.
Oh, good. Because the last time I came down, he neglected his job, and I just don't want him to do that, Gomer.
Yes, ma'am, I understand. He's real sweet that way. He just came in.
What, Gomer? I can't hear you.
I can't talk. He just came in. So long, buddy. I'll do what you said.
Bye, Gomer.
Hey, Sergeant Carter. How are you today?
That phone is for official use, pile. You understand?
Right, Sergeant. The fact is, I didn't make a call. Somebody called me, a friend of mine.
I didn't ask you.
That's really all I can tell you. It was a friend of mine.
Pile, who cares? Get out of here. Dombrowski. Where's Dombrowski?
Well, I think he's over at the PX, Sergeant.
Is that you, Pile?
You mean this smelly stuff? Yeah, that's me, all right. It's called Man and Horse. It ain't sweetie smelling like a lot of them. The lady at the PX says it has a real masculine aroma. Man and Horse.
You got a big date tonight, Pile? Come on, Pile, tell me, who is she?
Don't ask, Sergeant. Please don't ask.
You're bashful, huh? Ah, look at that. He's bashful. Come on, Pile. What is she? A truck driver, a mechanic at the gas station?
You shouldn't say things like that, Sergeant.
Well, come on, Pile. You can tell me. What does she look like? Is she pretty?
Well, yeah, she's very pretty.
Yeah, I'll bet. Like a mud fence. I bet she's a real dog, huh? Come on, Pile. Level with me. She's a dog, huh?
Sergeant Carter, I don't think that's very respectful to a lady, especially about well, she's a fine, considerate person, and a lady, a real fine lady.
A bow wow.
Please don't say that, Sergeant.
Okay, Pile. I was just kidding. Have a good time.
Well, thank you. I can't tell you how wonderful it's been being out with my favorite person's sister. Thank you, Miss Carter, for letting me show you around.
No, Gomer, I'm the one that should thank you. Thank you for the lovely evening.
You're sure welcome. Did you enjoy the Godzilla movie?
Oh, it was very interesting. Gomer, are you going to be busy tomorrow night?
No, ma'am. Why?
Well, I really had such a nice time tonight, and, well, I really hate to impose on you like this.
Shoot, ma'am, would you like me to show you around again tomorrow night?
You sure I wouldn't be taking you away from your work?
Oh, no. I'm not busy like Sergeant Carter. He's got all kind of responsibilities that I don't have.
Oh, good, Gomer. Oh, I do appreciate it. Same time, then?
That'll be fine. I'll be here. Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Babe! Hey, babe!
Vince, have you been waiting here for me?
Waiting? I've been here for hours. Where have you been? Your first night in town, I can't find you. What's going on?
Oh, Vince, my darling brother, Vince.
Huh?
Oh, Vince, you won't believe this. I know you won't believe this, but I've just been on a date.
You had a date with who?
Oh, Vince, it was so fantastic. You said Mr. Wright would come along, and, oh, I don't want to say too much about it.
Listen, calm down. Tell me what you're talking about. You met some guy. What's his name? Who is he?
Oh, I don't want to say too much. It's too good to be true. I mean, it all just happened so fast out of the clear blue sky.
Babe.
Oh, he's all the things I ever dreamed of. He's tall and slender and thoughtful and kind and sweet. And guess what, Vince?
What?
He's a Marine, Vince. He's a Marine.
Well,
doesn't that make you happy, Vince? He's a Marine.
Okay, he's a Marine, but...
You know, I thought Harold was the only one. I could have made a terrible mistake if it hadn't been for you, Vince. You did it. You opened my eyes. You said, think, take your time. And I did.
But listen, I didn't...
And he's a Marine, Vince. Oh, I'm so grateful.
My sister. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. She came here to tell me that she wanted to marry one guy. She's been here less than 24 hours, and she tells me she's in love with somebody else.
Well, who is this guy? What do you know about him?
Nothing. She wouldn't tell me a thing. All I know is he was tall, thin, sweet, and a Marine.
Oh, I'm sure there's nothing to get upset about, Sarge.
Upset? I'm going out of my skull. I don't like it, Boyle. I don't like it at all. After all, she's my kid sister.
Nah, it's probably just an infatuation.
What's that?
Well, you know, a quickie romance. In love today, out of love tomorrow.
That's an infatuation?
Yeah.
Well, I don't like it. I don't like my sister having an infatuation with no stranger.
There's an easy way to find out who he is. Why don't you go down and stake out the hotel?
What are you telling me? Spy on my own sister? Is that what you're suggesting, that I spy on my own sister?
What's the matter, you stupid? You want to have hair? How'd you wake up, you dumb jerk? What do you think you're doing, walking it off? You're in for a stroll, fella.
Babe.
Vance! Oh, I'm so glad you stopped by. I was going to call you, but I was afraid it was too late.
Listen, I'll tell you why I'm here. Huh? You were gonna call me? What did you want to call me about?
Well, you know, last night I told you I wasn't sure about this fellow I met.
Yeah?
Well, I had another date with him tonight.
Yeah?
And, Vince, I think I'm sure.
Oh, no.
And it's all because you wouldn't let me throw myself away on Harold. Oh, Vince, you're so wise. You're so wise.
Listen,
Doesn't that make you happy, Vince? Oh, I know you're gonna adore him. For one thing, he's a Marine, Vince. Did I tell you that? He's so kind, so gentle, and so sweet.
He's Gomer Pyle, right? Gomer Pyle? That's the Marine Gomer Pyle?
Yeah, how did you know?
Oh, babe, I don't know how this happened, but you can't do this. You can't do this to me.
Don't tell me you don't approve of him. I should think you'd be thrilled. He's a Marine in your own outfit. Golly, Vince, I'm keeping it in the family just the way you wanted.
The family?
Now, Vince, I want you to go home, because I can't talk about it anymore. I'm just too happy. I'll talk to you tomorrow, okay, Vince? You go home and get a good night's sleep. Night.
Babe, I was hoping you'd call. Well, what's happening?
Oh, Harold, I think Brother Vince is about to give his approval. No, I mean it. Now, listen, Harold, if Vince calls, we haven't been in touch.
But he's not going to call me, babe.
He will. Just remember, when he calls, you haven't heard a thing from me.
I don't understand, Sergeant. Did Private Pyle request this transfer to Japan?
No, sir. But we do need men there, and I thought he'd be a fine possibility.
Yes. Does he speak Japanese?
No, sir, but he could learn.
I'm afraid I'll have to deny the request, Sergeant.
How about the Aleutians? We need men there, sir. The Philippines? Okinawa? Seattle?
No, Sergeant. Let's just leave things as they are.
Yes, sir.
What galls me is it's all my fault. She wanted to marry Harold Knobley, but I said no. I'm the one that drove her right straight to Pyle.
Well, what about Harold? Was he so bad?
Huh?
What's the matter with Harold? Why did you split him up? What's wrong with the guy?
Nothing. Nothing's the matter with Harold.
Nothing in the world's the matter with Harold. Hey, give me long distance.
Hello?
Hello, Hal, you old son of a gun. How you doing, fella? How's every little thing in surgical supplies?
Who's this?
This is Vince Carter. Your old buddy, Vinny.
Vinny?
Yeah. Babe told me the wonderful news about you two, and I just wanted to tell you I think it's great. Say, just think, you and me brothers. Listen, Harold, when's the big day? You and Babe set the date yet?
Well, no, Vince.
Why not?
I haven't heard from her since she's been up there.
Well, you know how girls on a vacation are. She's probably been thinking about you a lot, though. Listen, Harold, I don't want to scare you or anything, but this town ain't the greatest place to have your fiancée wandering around. I mean, there are a lot of good-looking Marines around here, and, look, Harold, why don't you come down here and surprise her? I know she'd love to see you. Well, if I were you, I'd catch the next bus out. I wouldn't waste any time.
Are you about ready, Miss Carter?
Oh, I just have to fix my hair, Gomer.
You know, Miss Carter, it seems funny, but we hadn't been seeing much of your brother. I know he's busy and all.
Oh, I think I'll probably be seeing more of him now that the weekend is here, Gomer. As a matter of fact, I think we'll be getting together today.
Well, that's good, because I feel real peculiar him not being around very much to see his own sister.
Oh, will you get that, Gomer? My hair.
Glad to, ma'am.
See, there's a Marine here right now. What did I tell you, Harold?
I thought you heard us.
Out of the way, pile. Babe! Babe, where are you, babe?
Vince, what's the matter?
Hey, babe, look who's here. Look who's here. Just walked into my office, just like that. What a surprise. You could have knocked me over with a feather.
Hello, babe.
Hello, Harold.
Hello, Harold. Hello, Harold. Is that all you can say? A man travels 87 miles and hello, Harold?
How was your trip, Harold?
You shut up, pile. Maybe Harold came down here to elope, huh? Is that what you had in mind? Unless, of course, you were planning a big wedding. But why fool around with a big wedding? Why not make it short and sweet and save that money for a dinette set?
Vince, what are you talking about?
Well, tell her. Speak up, man. That was always your problem. You was shy. Tell her what you got in mind.
Well, if there was a choice, I'd take a wedding. Furniture's all right, but the memory of a wedding will last you your whole life.
Babe, I don't know what's happened between you two, but you loved each other once. I'm sure you can get back together. Babe, you can't let your head be turned by a passing fancy, a fatuation.
Boy, Sergeant, you sure got away with words.
Look, you two, why don't you talk to each other? Babe, look at him. I never knew Harold before, but on the way over here, I talked to him, and he's a great guy, a great guy.
You know, Sergeant Carter, me and Harold ain't even been introduced yet.
You two probably want to be alone, huh? Well, I guess we'll be going and let you two kids be alone for a while. I'm sure you got a lot to talk about. Come on, pile.
Right, Sergeant. I think you'll enjoy a wedding a whole lot more than a dinette set.
Come on!
Oh, Harold!
So, pile, you were seeing my sister without telling me.
I'm sorry about that, Sergeant, but she and I agreed
Pile, do you think for 1 minute that my sister would ever marry a nitwit, lame-brained knucklehead like you?
Marry? Marry? You got it all wrong, Sergeant. I never wanted to marry your sister.
Huh?
Oh, no. I mean, she's a nice person and all, but I never had no intentions of marrying her. Marry your sister? Oh, no, Sergeant.
What do you mean? You mean my sister isn't good enough for you? Is that what you're telling me? My sister ain't good enough for you? Pile, that's my sister you're talking about. You ain't even in the same class with her. You're telling me you wouldn't want to marry my sister?
I just know you two are going to be very happy. Mr. and Mrs. Harold Kenobi. Sure has a nice sound to it.
Well, we're not Mr. and Mrs. yet, Gomer. We've got to stop by a justice of the peace first.
Yeah, and we better get going. Where's Vince?
He'll be here, all right. He had to finish filling out the duty roster. He said to be sure and tell you to wait.
Harold, did you leave a forwarding address at the desk?
No, I didn't. Maybe I better do that.
Well, Gomer?
Yes, Miss Carter?
I probably won't be seeing you for a while, but I'll never forget you. You know, without you, none of this ever would have happened.
Yeah, what did I do?
Well, never mind. You were just very sweet. Someday I'll explain it all to you. In the meantime...
Hey, what's going on here? Where's Harold? Isn't he here? Where'd Harold go?